Hey, what's up, guys? Just give me a minute. I'm just making sure everything's working. Start a few minutes early. I'm going to say what's up, guys. Just give me a minute. I'm just making sure. Right, the audio's working. I'm not going to be doing a ghost box or anything like that. I've decided I'm going to start doing a few kind of like topics. And this one's going to be a bit hard for me tonight, but I really wanted to do something regarding, being lonely and depressed and stuff like that, and how I feel, about the spiritual kind of things around me. Do they come to like comfort you? Do they come to like pick upon you or whatever, kind of thing? So this is going to be kind of hard for me to do tonight. The reason why I've got my hat on is because my hair looks like a bog brush. It's sticking up and it needs cutting. Hopefully I'll cut that possibly the weekend. I was going to do it yesterday or today, but I've just been too cold and too lazy to do it. Hey, so this topic's going to be a bit hard for me to do tonight, to say. Maybe it might help a few people, maybe it might not. Maybe some people might get the ump with it. I don't give a damn. This is more about me than anything else, to be honest with you. So the topic is, over the next few weeks, I'll be doing other topics, probably like, stress and anxiety. And it's all to do like, how you're going through things while you're being like, well, I'm like a paranormal investigator. Do I find that, being a paranormal investigator, investigating the afterlife helps me? Because there's been some kind of like, I can't think of the word, but people saying that people with, stress, anxiety, that kind of disorder shouldn't really be working in the paranormal. And I kind of disagree with that. So I'm going to try to do a stream on that within the next couple of days and give you my thoughts on that one. Now, if you have got stress and depression, then, it's up to you. You want to sit here and watch. Maybe you might learn something. Maybe you've got the same thing going on with, like I've got going on at the moment. If you have, then, I do give you that sincere, compassion in one way. Like my loneliness really started when my dad died, really, to be honest with you, because my dad was like a role model. He was a great guy, comedy guy, fun guy, loving guy. And, it does kind of feel, it takes that bit out of you, it starts emptying you slightly when you lose, like a family loved one. And when he did go, I did feel that loneliness. I knew that I was never going to see him again. So that's when, I started feeling that kind of like depression, because I knew I was going to kind of like miss my dad very, very much, kind of thing, And I still do miss him, although it's like 6 years later. I miss him, very dearly. I still love him. And, if I can hear him or communicate with him through the spirit world, then that's great. But it doesn't feel the same. Even getting an EVP, it feels great that you've heard him, but it don't feel the same, when you lose someone dearly to you. Sometimes I just get angry and think, why, God? Why take my father away? Why couldn't you give him a few extra years, like, let him live to about 100 or something, because like in the olden days, people used to die around about the age of 40, 50 years old, but, but now, you're lucky to get someone living over 100 years old. And sometimes I wish that, I wish my dad was still here, I wish, like, I could ring him up and talk to him, speak to him. I do miss him, as I say, like, even when he was alive, he used to come up and, have barbecues and come to birthdays and, Christmas dinner and all that kind of stuff, yeah. But when he started getting ill, he couldn't do it. And that's when I kind of started missing him. Even when he was alive, I missed him sometimes. Sometimes, he'd ring up and I thought, oh, God, what does he want now, kind of thing. You know, was he going to have a nag at now? You know, kind of thing. And you tend to have that kind of thought sometimes. You know, sometimes you just had those days where you didn't want to talk to your parents, and some days, you know, you really wanted to talk to them, but they was busy. So, you know, like I even sometimes think to myself that, you know, not being there some of the times when he's really ill was partly my fault for not being there. But people say, like, no, you know, it's not your fault because, you know, if you couldn't afford to go down there and visit him all the time, you know, you had no money, you know, they're going to understand that. And I'm pretty sure he actually did understand it, you know, because I did not have any money. You know, I don't want to say it, but my dad fell out with my ex-wife because every time they gave birthday money or something, you know, it wasn't that much, you know, 10, 20 quid or yeah, 10, 20 pound. Every time they gave him birthday money, yeah, they put it in my ex-wife's bank account, and sometimes they never got it. And she'd make up some excuse saying, like, well, I'm saving it up for like the holiday. And then when they were having a holiday, yeah, okay, the wife was paying that, you know, for the cost of the travel, but you know, the money they was trying to save up to spend, you know, from the grandparents, she actually used that towards their holiday travel. So the kids really had no spending money. And every time they asked her something, yeah, she complained, you know, when they was on holiday. And I thought that's disgraceful. So like, I'm not going to go into that anymore. Actually, I can think about it. But you know, my dad did fall out with my ex-wife, and my ex-wife didn't give a shit about them. You know, she loved them. Don't get me wrong, she loved them at one time. It's only because he had a garter about not giving them, my kids, their spending money. She decided, well, fuck you, and she wouldn't talk to him anymore. You know, even when he got seriously ill, she only went down to visit him once, and that was it. You know, kind of thing. She knew that he was dying, and when I kind of like got the phone call saying that my dad, you know, may not last that one night, you know, I actually, I'm pretty sure I rang and I told her I'm going to go down. And, you know, you got the opportunity to come down or not. Oh no, I'm working. You know, and that's all she thought about was work, work, work. You know, kind of thing. And any she'd like put that little bit of like emotion, you know, because it was a fucking like, you know, father-in-law. She could have came down with me and we both could have gone down and stayed there the night, but she just considered about it like, well, fucking, you know, my work's more important kind of thing, you know. And I know it's probably bad to say about that, but you know, that's how I feel about it. And you know, don't get me wrong, I loved my wife. You know, I loved her for like about 20 odd years. The thing was that a lot of her friends started talking shit about me, and she started listening to this shit, and it kind of like caused us to have arguments and breakups. And well, we didn't like kind of like break up as in like leave each other. We kind of just stopped talking to each other. You know, we stopped sleeping with each other. You know, she wouldn't help me with the bills. She had paid her bills, but with my bills, I had to find a way of getting money and pay my own bills, such as my TV license, my internet, my phone, my mobile, stuff like that. I had to find my own way of getting bills paid. She wouldn't help me whatsoever. And like, you know, this went on for about 4 years where, you know, we wasn't talking to each other. And even then I kind of felt lonely. You know, my kids were there, but I felt lonely because like I wasn't able to communicate with my wife at the time. You know, she kept listening to all the bullshit from her friends, you know, saying like, oh, I'm a lazy bastard, you know, he ain't doing nothing. Well, who was looking after the kids when she was at work? Who was taking them to school and picking them up? Who was actually feeding them, making their dinners? Who was actually trying to do the cleaning, laundry and shit like that? Doesn't it not count? Because in my book, it fucking counted, you know. But she reckons that wasn't enough. And like, you know, when we started like kind of like not talking to each other, and sleeping in separate rooms, you know, I did start feeling a bit lonely then. And then I started feeling even more lonely when my dad died. So, you know, being lonely is fucking hell, to be honest with you. You know, if you've got no one there to talk to, you know, you got your kids to talk to, yeah, but you can't really talk to like someone 12, 14 years old the way you're feeling, you know, the anxiety or stress or depression you may be going through, you know, that's more talking to, you know, your partner, but the partner did not want to know. So, you know, I was kind of like feeling really down and lonely and kind of depressed. And, you know, when my dad died, I did eventually go down there, you know, the night he died, and I was there until he did die. And, you know, that actually hit me even more. And I wasn't in, you know, I weren't even into the paranormal at the time, to be honest with you. You know, I didn't even think about the paranormal. It's only like when I said to my dad, you know, if you ever want to come back and like, you know, try to communicate with me, you know, that'd be good, you know, just let me know you're around. And as I said many times, you know, when I was in the kitchen after he died, about 3 months after, you know, I kept getting that tug on the shirt, and I thought it was the kids. And, you know, I was going through that depression because, you know, I missed my dad. I really did, you know. I still kind of like thought about him. I was still having those odd tears about him. And, you know, I was missing him, you know, day by day. And when I got the first EVP, about a week later, because I said, like, you know, I watched the ghost hunting show. It said about EVPs. I looked at my mobile. It said he had an EVP, well, an audio recorder. And I just went in there thinking I wasn't going to get no. But when I actually got, you know, my dad's voice, and it was 100% my dad's voice saying, "Stephen, I love you, son," that kind of like, you know, emotional wise, well, you know, I did break down. And I played it to my sister Denise on the telephone as well. You know, we both broke down. And, you know, then later, you know, my wife eventually did leave because she kept saying, "Oh, I'm going to leave you, I'm going to leave you," you know. And I said, "Well, leave, you know," thinking that she wasn't going to leave. And this went on for 2 years, like, "Oh, I'm going to leave you, I'm fed up with you, blah, blah, blah," you know, kind of shit. And I just said, "Well, if you fucking leave, you know, don't think you're going to come back, because you ain't going to come back." And it's about 2 years after this, she said, like, "I'm going to be leaving on a certain date." And I said, "Well, if you're going to leave on a certain date, don't think you're going to walk out that door and come back in. You need to get all your shit out, and that's it. You know, you get your shit out, you're not coming back in. No, you need to get it ready, because if you walk out that door and you've forgotten something, you're not coming back in." And the day he actually did turn up, and she's, you know, she had a couple of friends around to help her to get belongings out. And, you know, she did creep out, you know, once or twice. And I thought, well, look, you know, I can't do nothing. She's moving out. I'm not going to be that mean, you know, and knock her out. You know, she's made her choice. She's leaving me. So, you know, just give her that bit of consideration and let her get her stuff. And, you know, which I did do. I think it was the next day my mum and my sister came up, because it was taking my ex-wife a couple of days to get her crap out. The thing was, though, that every time my mum put something to one side for keepsy for me, you know, like whether being like pillows, you know, cushions, bed clothing and stuff like that, my ex-wife's friends kept kind of grabbing it, thinking it's going to be for them. And my mum kind of said, "No, you fucking leave that stuff alone. You know, you touch that stuff, which I'm putting down there for my son, I'm going to have a problem with you. And I don't care how old I am, I'm going to knock you out." And like, I can't, like, whoa. My mum at the time was like 70 years old, I think it was. And like, you know, they wouldn't fuck with my mum, I tell you, because she can be a sod at one time, you know. Don't fuck with my mum. So like, eventually they did, like, you know, get their stuff together, and, you know, my wife left me. The kids actually went with the wife, you know, because she was able to get another accommodation from, yes, her rich bloody, employer, and her employer actually owns like a bar in Wimbledon Village, and that is like a high end, you know, top class kind of like area of Wimbledon. And her husband, you know, her employer's husband worked on the oil business, so they had plenty of money. They even had houses, you know, about 4 or 5 houses. And what my employer done, her employer done, was gave my ex-wife a house to live in, you know, a 4-bedroom house, you know. Now, I always wondered, now, did she give it to her because she was a great, like, you know, employee? You know, did she give my wife the house because, you know, she was a great person and she'd done her work all that well? Or was she paying, you know, making her pay rent or not? I don't know. It's none of my business, but she got a 4-bedroom house and my 3 kids went with her. And I sat there with a 3-bedroom house on my own. And, you know, I was eventually evicted from the landlord because I couldn't pay the full rent. And then like, I was put into a temporary accommodation. So I was made homeless. And if you're made homeless, you go down to the council and they've got to put you in some kind of temporary accommodation. And I was put into a temporary accommodation and I was going through so much stress, depression, anxiety, you know. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I decided, well, fuck this, you know, I'm not going to be sitting in, you know, my room day in and day out doing nothing. So, you know, I'd already been doing a little bit of paranormal investigations before I got evicted and before the wife walked out, you know, because I felt like I needed to do something. And I don't know, I think it was God, you know, saying like, you know, do work on the paranormal, you know, you want to seek the truth, you know, you want to find that stuff, you know, start doing something, you know, learn about the paranormal. And I suppose that's what's happened really. I started looking on the internet. I watched TV programs about the paranormal. I went out at night time taking, you know, photos, just like random photos in the street. And, you know, I was getting all activities. I was getting manifestations. I started going to cemeteries. And, you know, some people say like, you know, I won't go to a cemetery because it creeps you out. I was a bit concerned when I first went to the first cemetery in Wimbledon, but I kind of, when I got there, something kind of felt easy. You know, I felt like I weren't alone. You know, I kind of felt like my dad's spirit around me in one way, and some of that depression, stress, and anxiety kind of like just melted away. You know, it just like moved from my body, and then you know, I stayed there for about an hour or two, and as I left there, it started like coming back. So, you know, some people would just say, well, like, you know, I think cemeteries are a creepy place to go to. Well, they're not. You know, I find them, to be honest with you, kind of like quiet, soothing. You can like collect your thoughts. You know, you ain't got none of that noise around you. Got no kids screaming. You got no traffic zooming up and down the roads. You know, you might hear a little bit of traffic, but not that much. You got no one shouting and arguing. You know, it's just a nice, quiet place. It's like, you know, being in the park when there's hardly anyone around, you know, and it's just like really nice and quiet. So that's why I started doing a bit more kind of like cemetery work. But as time went on, you know, even though I was into temporary accommodations and still doing the paranormal, you know, I still felt kind of like down sometimes, stressed, you know, lonely. And as I say, like, you know, I've got my 3 kids, and sometimes they do come and visit, you know, on the odd occasion. But being lonely is like something you don't really want to happen because, you know, being here on my own, I've got no one to talk to apart from being on like a hangout or something. But you know, I appreciate talking to the people on a hangout, and you know, it kind of helps you in one way, but it doesn't in another way because, you know, it's nice to have someone sitting next to you and having a decent conversation. you know, kind of thing, like a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, you know, even one of your kids, you know, kind of thing. But I can't expect my kids to come in every single day just to have a chat. So, you know, you do get those days where you're kind of like moping. You think, well, you know, is it even worth, you know, me being here, kind of thing, you know? And some people say, well, you know, you need to get out a bit more and do things. Well, you know, you can get out and do things, but it's hard to like communicate with someone and suddenly like make friends with someone. You know, you can't just walk up to a stranger and say, "Hey, my name's Steve. You know, I'm a lonely kind of bugger. Can you know, be my best friend?" It ain't gonna happen. You know, you got to meet someone and get to know them before they even become your friend, kind of thing. And then your friends have got, you know, other things to do with their life. You know, they've got their family, they've got their own interest, work. You know, so even if a friend wouldn't come around, you know, and be with you like 24/7 kind of thing. Unless you like, you know, you met someone and suddenly that particular person become like your partner and they moved in, then great, you know, you got someone there, you know, 24/7 kind of thing. Apologies, I'm not watching the chat, by the way. I'll get to that a bit later on. You know, when you're going through this shit, you don't know, you know, what you're going to do day by day. You know, today I kind of slept in most of the day actually, because I didn't go to sleep till about 5 o'clock last night. And like, you know, loneliness and stress and depression and anxiety can fuck up your sleep pattern. And my sleep pattern's been really shit the last 7 years. I'll go to bed when I feel tired. I try to sleep as long as I can. And if I wake up and I'm still tired, I'll try to go back to sleep. If I can't get back to sleep, I'll just wake up, do something. And if I feel tired later, then I might go and have a, you know, a little bit of a sleep later on, kind of thing. But, you know, a few years ago, someone came on YouTube. Well, actually, before I go to that, you know, I have actually met a few people and become friends with them. Like, you know, Pete Paranormal Man. He saw one of my videos about me wanting to meet up with people and doing paranormal stuff with them. And he contacted me, told me where he lived. And I thought, oh, it ain't too far, you know, bus, train, tube, you know, about an hour. So I got to meet Pete and we did do some paranormal stuff with him, yeah. Until one day, you know, one might, you know, I used to play games online as well, and I still do time to time. But one of these so-called gaming friends decided to fuck up my life even more by lying about me to my friend, saying I was a paedophile and Pete needs to keep an eye on me and keep me away from his kids because, like, you know, you know what I'm gonna do. And Pete, like, near enough believed this guy until I said, "Oh, you want to listen to that bullshit, Pete? That's up to you." But I've never done anything like that, you know. You can ring up the police, and you know, I'll even give you permission to ask them for any kind of like information on that. So Pete kind of like thought, "Well, fuck that guy," you know. I believe you, Steve, you know, kind of thing. But the thing was, you know, he posted on YouTube, and that could have went far. Well, it nearly did go viral. You know, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people could have seen it, and that kind of like really got me down and out, kind of thing. I nearly tried committing suicide with an overdose. I was sitting here, you know, must have been a few days after they posted it, and I just felt like low, as low as you could be. I didn't want to be here because I didn't want people come banging on my door and, you know, saying, "Oh, you're a paedophile and I'm going to bash your fucking head in and like, you know, you're a sex offender," and all that kind of shit. And I just had enough, you know, I was going through enough shit as it was, and I couldn't take it anymore. So I'm sitting here with a great big bowl of like medication, and I started taking like a mixture. And then something just came through, you know, in my mind. So I said, "Don't do it, you know, think of your kids, think of your kids, think of your kids." And it sounded like an echo: "Think of your kids, don't do it, think of your kids, don't do it." So I just rang up, you know, the emergency services, and I said, "Look, I'm going through shit, and, you know, I'm taking an overdose right now. And the lady I spoke to stayed on the phone with me, and like she contacted the ambulance service and the police service, and within about 5 minutes, she kept saying, "Don't take any more, don't take any more. How are you feeling? Are you dizzy? Do you feel sick?" And my voice was kind of blurred in one way, and she was just trying to keep me by not taking any more of these pills. And next minute, I hear my door buzzer. So I said, "Hang on, someone's at the door." She goes, "Up, go and answer it. It might be the ambulance." So I opened the buzzer, and I said, "Yeah, it's ambulance service." So I let them in, let them up, opened the door, and they asked what's going on. I said, "I've had enough," and they asked me, what kind of medication I've taken, how many I've taken. I said, "I can't remember." They looked at me in the eyes, my eyes were dilated. She goes, "Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take you to the hospital, get you checked out." So they took me downstairs, put me in the ambulance, and as I was getting into the ambulance, the police turned up and started trying to ask questions. And they said, "No, you wait until he gets to hospital and gets checked out before you ask questions." So I eventually did get to the hospital. They checked me out. Luckily enough, I hadn't taken enough to have a stomach pump or nothing like that. The police interviewed me, asked me what was going on. I told them. This guy who apparently called me all these nasty names had been like calling my number 100 times a day and threatening to come down and kill me and bash my head and gang rape me and shit like that. Splat my head against the wall and watch my brains leak out. And he goes, "Well, I can understand, the way you're feeling right now." So they took a police report. Then, they left me in hospital for like overnight kind of thing. Well, nearly overnight. I was in there for about 5 hours. They contacted a, what's it called? Psychotherapist kind of thing. Not a therapist. Psychiatric kind of person, to come and just ask, the same kind of questions and ask, how I felt and, what was I going to do, if they leave me, to go home. Would I continue trying to take these medications? Do I need anyone to be there, to keep an eye on me? And I just said, "No, I think I'll be all right. I'm not going to do it again. I'm thinking to my kids too much at the moment." So that's what stopped me, my kids. So they allowed me to go home. And then later I got a letter, which I'd make an appointment for. And I had to go on a 16-week course to see like a psychiatric kind of person, to get my life back online. And she did actually get my life back online. I started doing things that I hadn't done for a long time, kind of thing, And while I was on that, I wasn't really doing anything paranormal because that kind of wasn't in my mind sense to do. I just wanted to get my life back online a little bit, kind of thing. So I started doing like going back out, doing walking around, going over the common. I started up fishing again. I was doing other bits and pieces. I was trying to do some general stuff in here, like cleaning up the place a bit more. And the woman who was Chinese did help me. She got me back on track, kind of thing. And at the end of the 16 weeks, I knew she liked plants, so I bought her some plants as a thank you, kind of thing. And she was surprised with that. She goes, "Oh, you didn't need to do that." I said, "No, you helped me, and this only like a thank you. If I could get more, I would do, but I can't." She goes, "No, that's perfectly and enough. Thank you very much for that." So I did eventually get back online, back on track. And since then, I've still been picked on. I've still been having this bullshit cyberbullying and attacks, and sometimes I just feel like, is it worth being here again? But I keep being like don't do it, you know. You tried it before, we're angry with you, don't do it. So, you know, I do feel like, you know, the spirits around me are kind of like guiding me in one way and telling me not to do certain things, you know, kind of thing. And, you know, I do listen to it. And some people think, well, if you're hearing a voice in your head, you've got to be mental. You know, you probably are insane. You need to be locked up in the mental hospital. And sometimes I feel like, you know, maybe I do need to be put in a fucking mental hospital and locked up in the padded cell. Because sometimes I feel like I just want to snap. You know, I feel I've even had the, I'll be honest with you guys, I even had the feelings I wanted to go out and commit a crime. And I'm not one of those people who do go out and commit crimes. Now, that's probably like a negative spirit putting those thoughts in my mind. You know, if it ain't, you know, we have like, you know, good thoughts and bad thoughts. And you think, oh, I wonder if I went and broke into a house, you know, what would happen really? You know, if I burgled someone, or if I went and like, you know, smashed the car window, or like just went up to someone and punched them in the face because, like, you know, you feel like angry, you know, what would happen? Well, no, mine, like, if I went and punched someone in the face, I'd probably end up like dead anyway because they'd kick the shit out of me. If I was to break in like what's the name, a house or something like that, I'd probably like get cautioned because I've not got a criminal record. And it's just ain't worth, you know, doing it, you know, because like if you get a criminal record, it affects, you know, the rest of your life. It affects your like possibility of getting a job. You know, some people might not even want to know you if you've got a criminal record as well. You know, don't get me wrong, I've done one or two little things in the past and I've paid for it, you know, phone hacking, which went all the way up to the House of Lords. And my case was the first ever case to be won in the House of Lords, the Communication Misuse Act. I got my name in all over the internet. I changed the Communication Misuse Act book 3 times. So, you know, I'm famous on that. I've had my name in the paper, Ghost Hunter, fears high EMF and, you know, in the park across the road. So, you know, I've kind of like, with the Miscommunication Act, right, it's just like hacking in one way, but not hacking a computer, you're just hacking a telephone, trying to find a way of getting like outgoing calls free. So like, you know, the police put a tab on my phone at the time, and they shouldn't have done because they didn't have a warrant to tap my phone. So that's why my solicitor went through all the courts in the UK up to the House of Lords, and he won the case. Now my solicitor actually became mayor of his hometown because it's that popular. For me, what happened to me? All I got was my name on the internet and, you know, changed the communication law 3 times, and that's it. You know, that's the only fame I got out of it. I never made no fortune, which is a shame because I, you know, if I made the fortune, I would probably like be in a better place, and I probably might have been married again. You know, I might have had more kids, or I don't know. You know, you don't know what things can happen with your life if you had a bit of money. But, you know, I'm sitting here, you know, day in, day out, doing squat shit half the time, you know, sleeping, relaxing, chilling out, trying to get rid of the fucking flu virus I've had for 5 weeks, which I think is now gone. Yeah, I still have a little bit of a cough time to time, but that's it. You know, but money-wise, I just don't have the money. The only money I get is from when you guys do like a super chat, or, you know, try to help me through other ways. Like, you know, a few months ago, a few of you guys took pity on me, which I appreciate. You know, I had no food. I had no money to buy food. I was practically starving. And some of you guys helped me out by doing a little donation. And I actually got like enough to buy enough food to last me a month. And I really do appreciate that. And I do call that friends in one way, but you're not like real friends. You're not like a physical body who's standing next to me and I'm actually talking to, you know, kind of thing. And there's friends and there's friends, you know. Your friends, like, you know, people watching me now are friends because you want to be here, listening to my bullshit and you're probably going through the same kind of shit that I'm going through, stress, depression, anxiety, and maybe like, you know, telling you that, you know, trying to harm yourself, you know, either trying to slit your wrist or taking an overdose, it isn't worth it. It really is not worth it, guys. I've just watched a video on another channel. There's a, you know, on my other hobby is magnet fishing, yeah. And I've just been watching a magnet fishing video. Some of the guys I've not met, but I do like their videos. And it's a new video they did, which they uploaded today. And they was doing some magnet fishing, and they decided to change location. And as I get to a new location, the road was blocked off, and there was ambulances and police and everything there. So I thought it was either an accident or a murder. But as the video was going, they stopped, and they got to the river they was going to, but they had to go further down because the river was blocked off. And apparently some guy was on a bridge, and he was going to try to jump and commit suicide because he just had enough. And the guy who was actually filming it kind of got really emotional, because he himself has been, like, you know, going through the same kind of shit that I've been going through, like stress, depression, anxiety, you know, and like he felt for the guy. He goes, if I could have got there, I would have said something to the guy, but, you know, the police very much would have let him go and talk to him anyway. And I sometimes also feel for people, you know, who have the same kind of shit. You know, some of you guys out there, I know some of you guys are going through shit at the moment, and I feel for you, even though I don't know you, you know. Especially when, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, don't get me, but when people were picking on someone, you know, their family, because of medical reasons, I think that's fucking evil, diabolical bullshit. Yet some of my friends have people who have cancer. They not just got cancer, they got other illnesses and depression, anxiety and shit like that. And when I hear people attacking those people, I think those people are attacking are fucking evil sons of bitches, and they need to be fucking dealt with. You know, I don't know nothing about cancer whatsoever, yeah. I know it's a very serious illness, and it can lead to death. Those people don't fucking deserve to be picked upon. Don't you think they've got enough shit going on with that illness in their life than being picked upon by these fucking sick cyberbullies out there? They are the lowest scumbags of the earth, I tell you, for that one thing, yeah? Lowest scumbags of the earth to pick on someone who has got a serious illness. I tell you, they need to be fucking stopped. They need to be go and fucking put in prison for 5 years and have the key fucking thrown away, because they got no right to pick on someone who has cancer. Now, none of my family has cancer that I know of, but my dad had anxiety. Well, no, he had, what was it? He did have a little bit of anxiety, I believe. Oh, God. I can't even think what he had now. How can I forget what my dad had? Oh, yeah, he had dementia and Alzheimer's disease, yeah? And when I hear about people with those illnesses, I kind of like feel sorry for those as well, because there's just not enough out there to try to cure these, you know, these illnesses, cancer, Alzheimer's, and that kind of stuff, you know. And what I can't understand, right, is that people are out there doing TV programs begging for other countries to help them when they could be putting more TV commercials out in the UK and asking people to help them to cure some of the diseases here. You know, I'm not saying don't stop, you know, the third world countries. You know, if you want to help them. But this country needs more help to get our diseases and medical issues sorted out before they should start fucking helping another third country out. When I see a TV commercial saying please help to donate, so we can find a cure for a certain disease, I'm saying if I could, I would. If I could put some money in, I would. But I'm barely surviving on my own, myself. If I could put in, like, I usually spend about £20 on food for a week, yeah. If I knew I could survive without food for a whole week, I would donate £20 towards a cause. I really would. But I've got to consider out my own health, my own situation, before I can start helping someone else. But when people are picking on people and saying that they haven't got this and they haven't got that, how the fuck do they know what they haven't got? They can't prove it. When someone says, well, like, I have been told, by certain people, well, yeah, like, I hate all this bullshit, and like, I can't see why YouTube are letting these people do that, And I have been told in confidence by certain people that they have got a certain member in their family with cancer. And I'm saying, well, I'm very sorry to hear that, if I could do something, I could, but, I can't do nothing, The only people who can help is, the hospital, the doctors, nurses, and cancer research. And if people put more money in cancer research, maybe they might be able to cure people with cancer a lot quicker. But how do we know that there isn't a wonder miracle medication out there already which could be used, but they won't use it? I'm not saying all these medical organisations are there for the money. They do want to help people. But I think some of it is the government saying, no, you don't fucking tell them that, let them pay for, their medication, and let them keep paying for the medication, because it's helping the government in one, I suppose, because there's so many fucking conspiracies out there anyway. And I'm not saying like some of these medical researchers are like in it for the money, but you don't know. I just want money, and not give out that certain wonder drug that's supposed to be out there, But, I'm not saying this in a negative way. Don't think I am. I do feel for people who have cancer. Some people have been given a certain amount of time, saying, well, like, a doctor might turn up and say, well, sorry, you've got 2 weeks. But there's been people out there who have like fought through that fucking illness and be able to live an extra 10, 20 years. And that's great, because they've beaten it on their own way in some way, whether being, the touch of hand by, God has said, oh, no, I'm going to give you that miracle cure, and you're going to live another 20 years. It could be that, or, they're physically fighting, and saying through their own brainwave, saying, I'm not going to die, I'm going to take this day by day, I'm not going to die. And I do it every single day. I'm not going to die. I'm going to beat this. And there's been people out there who have beaten it. And there's people out there who's beating and surviving through stress, depression, anxiety, like I am. I'm taking it day by day. And sometimes I do feel like, is it worth it? But I get that voice in my head saying, it is worth it, because you've got 3 kids, you've got a grandson. You need to see that grandson grow up. Watch him grow up and become a man, Hopefully you'll be old enough to see him get married, and you'll be like a great granddad soon, in time. And I want to see that happen. So that's why I'm fighting my way through this shitty life I'm going through at the moment. So I want to see what the fuck I'm going to accomplish. Hey, I might go and continue doing this paranormal, and I might fucking somehow, in one way, become some kind of like, a bit like, well, like, oh, what's her fucking name? You know, famous in the paranormal. I'm not saying I'm ever going to, but, you know, I might become famous. I might write a book. You know, spirits have told me to write a book. I did start writing a book. I got through about 8 pages and I stopped. And I just like, I don't think I can do this. But it's there, you know, I could still continue writing it if I wanted to. And some of my game playing friends, oh, you're writing a book, are you, Steve? Let's have a read of it then, eh? Come on, let's see it. No, fuck off, it's my fucking book. Oh, well, if we read it, you know, we can see if there's any kind of like mistakes, errors, and no, you just want to read it to take the fucking piss out of me. Fuck off. You're not going to see it. And I you know, I've got it on my computer and I won't show it to anyone. And if I do get stuck, then maybe I could look at someone who's written books before and ask them to coach me. And there is people out there who have written books that I know of. So, you know, I do feel for people in some way, although it may not look like I do, but I do. You know, I'm going through a shitty time in life at the moment, and hopefully my life will get better. And hopefully I can get out and do some more kind of paranormal stuff with Aaron at some time. You know, I've met a couple of people. You know, I've met Pete, Paranormal Man, and his family. Done some interesting paranormal stuff with him. Steve Cooper, who does the ghost boxes. I've met him, done a couple of paranormal sessions with him. But the thing is, like, you know, you do a few sessions and they say, well, like, you know, you want to contact us and work out something else, let us know. And I'm not saying, like, you know, I feel like being used or whatever like that, but, you know, when you do contact them, say, oh, I'd like to come down and do another, you know, session with you, they kind of like, yeah, okay, I'll speak to, you know, my wife, or I'll speak to the family and we'll get back to you. And either it's because they've got other things that they need to do before that, you know, you can like go and meet up again, or maybe they just don't want to do it with you for some reason. Maybe they got fed up with me, or I don't know. But, you know, I would like to get out and do some more investigating and meeting people, you know, other investigation groups. And I've been invited up to meet Chris, Mike Davies, and a few other people. You know, even people come on and said that they want to come and meet up with us, but every time like we try to plan something pops up on their side, you know. So I'm thinking, well, like, you know, what's the point of keep saying that, you know, we're going to sort something out if it ain't going to happen? You know, maybe when Aaron's better and he's able to drive, we could go and meet Mark Davies and Chris and go and do a live stream, go and do an investigation in Rose's house if she allows us. Go out and do some other kind of like paranormal investigations. I know me and Aaron wants to go and do Puckley Woods and Puckley Village. I've done that with Paranormal Pete twice, and you know, I did capture a live video of a spirit apparition walking in between two trees. It came from, you know, I was just panning around. I wasn't even looking at the camera. My camera was like just going like that, and as it went that way, I was looking that way, and as I was bringing it back, I still was looking, because Peter said that he heard something in the bushes beside us, and as I was coming back, my camera picked up something that stepped out from behind one tree, walked to another tree, went behind it, and it never came out the other side. So, you know, I have caught some really interesting stuff, you know, in the paranormal. I caught 2 apparitions here, the one in the living room and the one in the kitchen. I've had things thrown at me. I've had scratches. I've been attacked. And, you know, doing the paranormal is like a hit and miss. You know, sometimes you get some really great stuff. Sometimes you don't get nothing. That's the way it is, you know, with paranormal. You can't guarantee you're going to get an apparition. You know, you can't guarantee you're going to get an EVP, an orb, or anything. You know, you could have those So before you can go to the most haunted location in the world. You know, you see so many stories like the asylums, the Winchester, the Stanley Hotel, what's the other one? Bobby Mackey's and stuff like that. You could go anywhere in the world to the most haunted location and hope you're going to catch something, and you won't catch nothing because the spirits either don't want to do it, or there just isn't enough energy for them to do it because they've been doing it every other day. And you know, spirit people need to tend to like build up their energy before they can do anything else. And what I don't like is when people go there and start, you know, trying to conjure up spirits by doing like satanic kind of shit, because that ruins it. You know, I know it might, like, if it works, it might bring out more dark, negative spirits, but you know, you don't know what kind of demonic spirit you might bring out. And the next group that goes there, you know, is just hoping to get an EVP or something, ends up being attacked. And you know, I've always wondered, like, you know, and I've seen programs, I've seen like videos, can ghosts kill? I think if you've got a strong enough spirit, especially a dark demonic one, you know, I'm pretty sure it can kill you. Not it could either physically kill you or it could mentally kill you. And I'm pretty sure it's more mentally, by like it's telling you to do things. It's like trying to take over your mind, body, and soul, your spirit, and it's like driving you down and down and down, you know, and it'll turn around and say, oh, you know, you don't want to be like this anymore. Go hang yourself in the closet. And suddenly you feel like, okay, I'm going to hang myself in the closet, and you're going to do it. And I'm just wondering sometimes if that is a partial thing that causes or is part of the depression and anxiety and stress. You know, when you get that, is that actually, are we creating, I know like we can create our own poltergeists because you're not letting your emotions out, you're not letting your stress out, you're not letting go of your anxiety. And you know, if you're locked in inside you're creating, which scientists reckons, you're creating your own dark energy, and suddenly that energy will break through and all hell breaks loose. You know, doors start slamming, cupboards start opening, slamming, you know, things start throwing around and moving about, and you know, because you created it yourself. I'm not saying like, you know, ghosts don't do that, they do that, but you know, scientifically they say that, you know, we can create our own dark energy being a poltergeist, and things can go crazy. And even a poltergeist could probably turn around and bite you in the arse and make you fucking decide to commit suicide because you can't deal with it because no one wants to believe you anymore, you know. And how can you get rid of a poltergeist that you've created? I don't think an exorcism can do it. Maybe, I don't know. So I've not really gone into that kind of research. You know, I'm learning day by day about this paranormal stuff still. But can you really get rid of an energy, a dark energy form that you've created? You know, if a priest came around and done an exorcism, you know, the spirit might disappear for a little while and then come back with vengeance. Because even the priest reckons they can't guarantee that getting rid of a dark demonic spirit will get rid of it indefinite. It just moves it on. It kind of like, what I've heard is that a demonic spirit is put into like a prison and it's held there for a certain amount of time until it builds up enough energy to break loose, just like a prison. You know, just like someone committing a crime. If you are going in prison and you find a way of getting out, that demonic spirit, once he knows a way of getting out, it go out and he'll go back to the person who gave shit to, or it'll pick on someone else. Now that's all what, you know, I'm not saying it's true or not, you know, it's just hearsay information, what I've seen on YouTube, you know, on videos, on TV and stuff like that. What priests and demonologies and things, you know, people said about it. You know, I don't think I'd ever be a fucking demonologist. I don't really want to meet up with a demon, but I have been told by, you know, my spirit guides that I will, in some time, confront a demon, and I will fight it and I will get rid of it. You know, I never thought that, you know, with the stress and depression I was going through, I'd even help out anyone. But I helped out that young black lady in her home. Me, Aaron, and Simon went round and done a full investigation. You know, I caught that picture of the little boy standing next to me when I first done the first little walkthrough on my own. Everyone saw the picture. Everyone said there's a little boy standing next to you. Hey, there wasn't no little boy standing next to me that I knew. It's only because the picture caught it. I was standing in front of the mirror taking a photo, and there's no white boy who lives in a black lady's house. You know, she's got a black son. Kenny, her name was. Kendra. She likes to be called Kenny. And I have that on my YouTube. You know, the pictures I still got on my Facebook and that. And, you know, I showed that photo to many people on here on YouTube and on Hangouts, and they said, hey, there's a little boy standing next to you. I said, yeah, I know. The thing is, though, when I was doing that little mini like walkthrough, you know, I was getting hits on the K2 meter. That was going crazy. But when I was standing there in the hallway taking pictures at the mirror, which she said is very active, I didn't think I was going to get anything. But on review, you know, zooming up on the picture, you could see through the mirror a reflection of me and a little white boy standing next to me. And I thought it's just one, but we could actually see 3 or 4 children in there. But the more, you know, the one next to me was more of a stronger spirit. And the weird thing is that I didn't really sense the spirit next to me. You know, I did not sense anyone next to me. I didn't feel the cold spot, nothing. But you see a fucking little boy standing next to me. And that's not fate. It's not like a photo that's been made up, because I've had it checked by a professional. It is a genuine photo. And, you know, I've done 2 little investigations there. Then eventually me and Simon went there, yeah, and Aaron. And, you know, we was there for about 5 hours, 6 hours, doing a whole night investigation. And towards the end, you know, Kenny said that she wanted the house cleansed, you know, because she had sensed that, you know, there were spirits there for a good few years. Because, you know, she was a sensitive, but she just had enough of spirits being there. She just wanted the house cleansed and for her to move on with her life, you know, because she had been seeing shadows, she'd been hearing noises, but had things scrolled in the mirror, not the mirror, had things scrolled on the glass window when they've been cooking, and like, you know, the windows got all misted up because of the steam, the smoke. You had the name, what's his name now? Dexter. And we even got EVPs of Dexter's name coming through. When we was doing when we was doing the actual investigation there, you know, I took pictures in the mirror in Kenny's bedroom, and I picked up one. I'm going through them, you know, as I'm taking them, and I called Simon in. I said, "Look at this, Simon. Look at this." And he goes, "I can't. I'm doing something at the moment. I'll be there in a minute." So I'm sitting there waiting for him. And when he comes in, I showed him the picture. I've caught a picture of a woman in black, looks like a witch. And he was like, whoa, what the fuck? And he goes, I've got to try to debunk that. And he sat there. He asked me to leave the room, and he sat there in Kenny's bedroom, taking photo after photo. He took about 100, maybe more photos, trying to replicate what I got, and he couldn't do it. So not just a little boy, we got a witch. I think Aaron got something in there as well. Simon got something in there. So that house was kind of fucking active. But towards the end of it, yeah, Simon was walking around telling Kenny to, like, you know, throw water and holy salt in certain locations of the house, while I was doing like crossing prayers. I was doing like the Lord's Prayer, St. Michael's Prayer. I was doing my own prayer to move spirits over. And all this, you know, after we finished, all of a sudden, you could feel our house just lit up. You know, because when we was in there, you could feel like the dark energy. You know, you knew that there was something in there. But at the end, the house was like a lot lighter. Even Kenny said that she felt lighter in herself. She don't feel anything around. And, you know, she was like amazed on the job we'd done. And that was our, well, for me and Aaron, that's our practical second investigation. But with Simon, you know, first with Simon, and we believe we actually cleansed that house top to bottom. And I did put it on YouTube, the videos. I kept in touch with Kenny for a couple of weeks, asking how's it going. And she said, you've done a great job, Steve. You know, you and your mates, you know, fucking beautiful, you know. I don't see anything, I don't sense anything. It's just like moving into a new home, a new beginning. And everything's nice and beautiful. And she thanked us for that, yeah. Now, we didn't charge her nothing. The only thing that she helped with was Simon's travel cost, because it cost him like £100. So she gave him like £30-40 towards his cost. So we never charged her. We got two Ians on here now. Yeah, we got you on it twice. Don't worry about it. So anyway, I do believe, like, you know, where people say, well, you shouldn't be doing the paranormal if you're going through stress and depression and shit like that, I think it's bullshit. If you're doing something and it's helping you to concentrate on something, yeah, when you're doing it, it's helping you to lower your stress, your depression, your anxiety, because you're thinking on something, you know. You know, it doesn't matter if I'm doing a paranormal, magnet fishing or whatever. Anything you're doing, it does help to lower your stress and everything, yeah. Oh yeah, but if you're doing the paranormal, you know, and you feel like negativity or sadness, that might kick in and make it worse. Well, sometimes you know, I have done streams before and I have picked up emotions and I've cried on fucking stream. Yeah, I admit that. I've even picked up anger and I've like been swearing and cussing. You know, so sometimes it may affect you, but it doesn't affect my ability to do what I want to do. It doesn't give me that extra depression. It might stress me out a little bit. It might give me that emotion, but I think what I'm doing is helping me in one way. And you know, when I'm not doing it and I'm not doing live streams, I'm sitting here kind of bored out of my fucking brains, you know, thinking what I'm going to do, you know, today, what am I going to do tonight, what am I going to do tomorrow. So I think also, you know, doing live streams help you out as well. It really does. It helps you out. And if you get these trolls on here who want to call shit, ignore them. Fuck them. You know, I've got moderators on here. You know, you ask them to become a moderator to help you to get rid of these idiots. And if they do that, great. If they ain't blocking them, then they're not doing their job. And they don't deserve to be a moderator. So, like, you know, I've got like Sarah, I've got Aaron, I've got Rose when she comes on, Charmy, who else is on here? Karen, Eugenia. You know, I've got God knows how many moderators on here. And they do, you know, even Bloody Mary's like, I was just wondering if she's like, in the past might have been a fucking cowboy or cowgirl, you know, fast on the tree, because as soon as she's on here and she sees like trolls, that's it, gone within seconds. You know, she's got the ability to get rid of a troll or a shit stirring motherfucker, you know, straight away kind of thing. So, you know, the stress and anxiety, we have to deal with it day by day, you know. And if you're doing stuff, you know, like paranormal, fishing. You know, I even tried to start doing some like woodworking, which kind of like wasn't working out. Although I spent out quite a bit of cash, you know, like on saws, chisels, and stuff like that. The bow saw, it didn't really work out, but I'm not giving it up. I will keep, you know, later in the year, I'll probably try starting again. You know, I made some little wooden tables and little wooden chairs, and I showed them on my stream. They said, "Wow, that's good, Steve. You know, got a good little hobby there." But it doesn't like kind of like beat this hobby. And I do class this as a hobby, but I also class this as an unpaid voluntary job, the paranormal, because I do not get paid for what I'm doing. Even if I go and do an investigation in a house, I don't get paid for it. It is a job that is, what is it called? I'm getting stuck with words at the moment. I don't charge for any paranormal investigation I do. If they want to contribute, I can't even pronounce it now. If they want to do a donation, then that's fair enough, because it does cost us travel cost. It costs us wear and tear on our equipment. Hey, it even costs us money. Well, not money, but it costs us energy. You know, we're using a lot of energy, which we don't need to do. But if we're doing an investigation, we need to build up that energy, that trust to do a paranormal investigation. But, you know, you've got to pay out shitloads of money for the, you know, your electronics. You know, how many batteries I've used in the past, you know, thousands of batteries I've used. That costs money. You can't recharge those batteries unless you've got a rechargeable battery. And I've used rechargeable batteries, and even they get drained within fucking seconds. So, you know, I don't charge. But if someone wants to like contribute by doing a donation, that's fair enough. And that's not being paid as like it being like a job. I don't care what anyone says. It's not a job. Well, is it in one way, but it isn't in another way. You're helping someone. Now, if I was doing it as a full-time kind of like paranormal investigator and running this as a business, then yeah, it's a class of the job, you know, like, you know, because you could be doing investigations, you could be doing tours, you could be. There's one thing I wanted to do, but the government at the time, because I was at Prospects, which is a 2-year course I had to go on, looking for a job, helping me try to get back into work, helping me to do my CVs, my cost allowances, how to get up, how to dress, how to do my interviews and all that kind of shit. Yeah, they asked me what I really wanted to do, and when I told them, they couldn't even think on how to help me. When I told them I wanted to run a paranormal investigation business, they asked me, what does that entail? I said, well, it means like buying a shitload of equipment, probably getting an office, a shop, advertisements, banners, employing someone who can drive, employing like team members, getting them all kind of like fitted up with equipment, doing tours, stuff like that. And when I told them how much that would probably cost to start off with, they kind of just went, fuck off. We ain't going to help with that. Nah, that's your, you know, you on it. You go and get your money yourself somehow. And they're supposed to be trying to help you to get back to work. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit. They weren't there to help you. If they were there to help you, they would have gone through as much kind of research themselves in trying to help you to get you back and into like employment. Because they could have turned around and was all like, okay, well, if doing a certain thing, what's that bloody thing I said? I'll keep forgetting certain words now. if I wanted to do like a tourism, you know, doing a tour group around like London and showing people where Jack the Ripper killed all his victims, surely you could have got me into like tourism, and then I could have gone there and learnt about that. But they didn't even help me with that. So prospects was a load of bollocks, waste of time. Well, it got us out off our asses. It made us do things it got us to do, and learn how to do our CVs and how to dress and perform at so-called interviews. But even when you've done a CV, you showed one of the guys, oh no, that ain't how you do it. So you redo it. Then someone else come and look at it, oh no, that ain't no good. You know, you got to redo it. You know, I've done my CV about 8 times, and still it wasn't no good. So I so I'm not doing it again. No, not doing it again. If your employer accepts it, they accept it. They don't, they don't. But I was lucky in one way, because that's how I met Kenny. You know, we had to do a course, and this was to do with the financial side of like looking into like getting ourselves into a job, how much it cost us in like buying clothes for the interview, how to get the interview, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And as we went in the course, we was like had to introduce ourselves, tell the other people our name, possibly a little bit about ourselves, you know, our hobbies, what kind of work we've done in the past. And I said, hi, my name's Steve. I've got an unusual kind of hobby. And the woman who was teaching us said, oh yeah, what's that? I said, I'm just coming to that. I said, I'm a ghost hunter. I'm a paranormal investigator. And everyone went, whoa, you know, really? I said, yeah. And they started trying to ask me questions, you know, and she said, well, no, leave the questions until the end, because I need to talk to him. And then Kenny goes, oh, I've got to speak to you in a minute at lunch break. And that's how I met her, because at lunch break, she come up to me and said, my house is crazy. I can't deal with it anymore. She goes, I am like a sensitive. You know, I know that there's spirits in there. I've seen them, I've felt them, I've heard them. But I can't deal with it anymore. I need someone like you to come and help us and get rid of them. I said, well, I can't promise to get rid of them, but I will try to find out what's there and how to deal with it. And I said, if it comes to the crunch, you know, if you'll allow us to do an overnight investigation with a couple other people, then we'll do what we can. And she said, yeah. Then the teacher came up to us. She was listening to the conversation, and she goes, well, actually, I've got something I don't know who you can help us with, but my sister has a child, and her child's been scribbling all over the walls. And when her mum has gone up to her and said, you know, why are you doing this? The child just turned around and said, the man has told me to do it. The man keeps telling me to do it. So that meant her house was haunted, active. But I was a bit concerned whether, you know, being the child being involved. So I spoke to a few people on the internet, especially on Facebook, and they said, well, you're not like a child psychiatrist or anything like that. You know, you can't really be asking questions to a 6-year-old child. You know, even if you get permission from the family, you would need like a child psychiatrist there to ask questions, or someone who could deal with a child, you know, with special kind of like qualifications. So that one I had to like reject, and I would like to have done it actually, because they lived over at Blackheath area, which is not too far from me, probably about an hour and a half public transport. But that I would like to have helped to try, you know, because that is like a number one on any kind of like paranormal investigations. If a child is involved, you need to get there and try to help them out. But at that time, I wasn't really willing and ready to do that. Even when I was doing Kenny's, I knew Kenny would be there all the time. And I said to her, look, I don't really want to question your son, but, you know, is it okay? I'll just ask him 2 or 3 questions. And I said, yeah, okay. And thank you very much for that super chat. Appreciate that again, Roland. Cheers, bruv. Great one. Lovely. Thank you very much. See, I'm not asking for it. You know, people want to super chat me. They super chat me. If they think my topic's great, then great. You know, if it's helping people out, it's helping people out. If it ain't, then, you know, at least I'm trying. But, yeah, I asked, you know, I said, look, I don't really want to ask, but I just want to ask him 2 or 3 questions. Is it okay? You be here. And she goes, okay, but if you don't want to answer, don't make it. I said, no. And I asked him 3 questions. And I said, do you think your house is haunted? And he said, I think so. And I said, have you seen or heard anything? Not really. And the final question, has anything in your room been moved or gone missing? Because Kenny said, like, you know, things have gone moving, things have gone missing and moved around. So when I asked her son, he goes, well, I put my game console, because he had like a PS3 or something in his bedroom. He put his game console on the table because he was called going out to eat his dinner. And when he came back, the game console was on the floor. I said, do you think that might have fallen? He goes, no, because it was right next to the TV. And, you know, there's that much gap between the edge of the table and to the console is. And I said, okay. Now, when we done the investigation, we did hear noise in there. We got all the activity in there and stuff like that. And, you know, Kenny did say, like, you know, although he missed it out, you know, a few other things has happened in his room, which is kind of like hard to explain, but, you know, like his bed, I think she said something about his bed moved slightly to a different angle. A cupboard was open when she knew she closed it, and other things, you know, unusual things. But some of the times it was when the child was out at school or at his grandparents' house or whatever. It's more active when Kenny was there and her friend. Now, when we done that investigation, I did ask if I could take the mirror, because I thought the mirror was mostly part of the activity there. And she said, yeah, but then suddenly, like, she gave it to a friend, and a friend took it home. I said, well, that's a bit silly, you know, dangerous. I said, if you get anything, you know, weird or like unusual and it makes you scared, you know, let me know and let me take the mirror off you. But she never got back to me. So I think her friend kept the mirror. But anyway, thank you very much for that again, Roland. Appreciate that, bruv. As I say, like, you know, paranormal to me has helped me out through my stress, depression, anxiety. If I weren't doing this, I don't know what I'd be doing. I might be dead. I might have tried committing suicide more than once or twice. It's only because I feel like the spirits in here are communicating with me and telling me not to do things. You know, when I feel down and out and bored, they say, hey, go and play a game on YouTube or watch some TV or build something, you know. Go for your stamp collection. And the other day, I actually did, and I'll show you. Where's it gone? I have a large collection of postal labels in the UK, and I sat there for hours going through my collection. These are the old white labels that the post office used to collect, used to print in 2002 up to 2012, 14. So I started going through them and I started doing my labels. And the rarer ones are the AAAs, the P, the S, the BLG. I have got some other rarer ones, but I've not put them in here yet. You know, like some of the Welsh ones, which are very rare as well. These are Welsh. And then I started moving on to some of the newer brand, which these are the new ones that we do. But in the old, after these white ones, they started printing the thick font on the gold headed label with the Queen's head, which you can't really see. I'm trying to get one out. Very like that. It's got the Queen's head on. So they started printing them ones. And because it's got the perforated edge on it, they actually changed the label over later to more of a straight edge one, because those perforated labels kept getting caught in the machines. So then they started doing the straight edge ones. And they had like four security tabs, one there, one there, one there, and one there. And then later on in time, they had to change those to a different straight edge one, where they had the four corners, but they removed the top and bottom, because even they were getting caught up, but they weren't getting caught up with the four tabs at the corners. So, you know, I sat there and I went through hundreds of stamps, labels to build up this collection, which I will probably keep to the day I die, and then probably give it to my grandson if he wants them, because I know for a fact that it's going to be worth a hell of a lot of money in the long run. Because I used to sell these white ones about 6 years ago up to about £10–15 each. And people still do buy them. You know, I've just found out that the Chinese people tend to want to start collecting these as well, and they'll pay good money for them. But they are my own collection. But I do have thousands of other labels. Like, you know, I still do sometimes buy them if I can find them. Like, I just got this bag just recently, which I've not gone through. So, you know, I'm building up like some stamp collections, stamp albums from my grandson. So if I'm sitting here kind of like bored and feel depressed, I say, well, do a stream. No, I don't do a stream. I will sort your stamp labels out, you know, or your postal stamps. And I might sit there and go through like a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand stamps and see if there's only, you know, I don't know nothing about stamps, to be honest with you. I just collect them, and if I see anything nice or unusual, then I'll put it to one side and put it in the stamp album. Like, I was talking to a guy the other day about some of the stamps I've got are like blurry. He goes, yeah, they're collectible, mate, because, like, you know, it's where they've gone through the machine and the machine hasn't printed it because the paper's shifted, and they're very collectible. So if you find those, keep them, because they might be worth a bit more money later on. No, it might be like a first class stamp, which is like 60p. No, if it's got that blurriness on it where it's gone through the machine and it's got like gone like that, you know, someone might pay £3–4 for it, you know. So, you know, I said, damn it, if I'd known, I'd put them to one side, because I've seen about 8 of them, and I've thrown them back in the box, and I ain't going to go like through all those again. So every time I see something which is unusual, I'll keep to one side now. And also, which is worth money, is the unfranked ones, because, like, you know, the ones which haven't got the cancellation is sometimes still worth a bit of money. Some people kind of like illegally reuse them and use them on postal envelopes. But another one is that if you've got a stamp which has got a really clear cancellation, that's worth money as well. Some people buy them for postcodes and like the dates and the years of when that stamp was cancelled, when it's going through the postal system. And if I feel like building something, you know, I will build something. Like, you know, this is one of my own devices, which is a ghost box. I had a little bit of help with Steve Cooper. It's got a DC box built into it. It's not working because the battery's gone flat. but it does have a ghost box on it, which again the battery's gone flat on that on, I think. Thing is, if I tune it in, I've got to wait like 30 seconds, turn the volume down and wait about 20 seconds before it starts scanning. And people actually said to me, you know, will you sell this? I said no, because it's my own make, my own ever first ghost box make. Yeah.
We'll actually get a stage.
Greg's Bakery for milk.
I'm not going to do ghost box, but that's what it's like anyway. And I didn't have a name for it, but I was digging through some of my crystals, and I thought, I stuck a crystal in it, and I've called it the Crystal Ghost Box. And this was made by myself, and people have actually asked if I'd sell it, but I said no, because it's my own particular one. You know, I've actually made other devices, which I did sell, you know, a couple of years ago, but I stopped doing that because of certain issues. But, you know, and I have actually asked people to help me, you know, with funding wise, which I shouldn't really do. But, you know, if you're a person who likes my streams and you know, you want to help me out, then great, fair enough. You know, I didn't think I was going to fix my computer, but, you know, and I did put a GoFundMe up asking people to help me to buy a new computer. One person donated £10. And I thought, well, I ain't going to get the money. You know, if I do, it's going to take fucking months and months and months. So I did put myself out, and I did get it fixed, and it is working at the moment. How long it's going to work for, I don't know. If it goes down tonight and I don't come on the next couple of weeks, you'll know that I ain't got a working computer. You know, I do have a laptop, but it doesn't stream properly on YouTube. It's not powerful enough, I don't think. And when it does stream, reasonably, the Wi-Fi keeps cutting off. The Wi-Fi on this one, for some reason, doesn't want to work. I have to use a R5 connector to have it running, and I can only have it running in here. I do have another old laptop, which sometimes works, but it's slow and laggy. And again, the Wi-Fi cuts off on that one time to time. And the streaming is like kind of also slow and laggy as well. You know, I used to build computers at one time. That helped me to get through some of the stress and depression. But I stopped doing them because I did at one time try to repair a computer, and I bought parts and I went and blown the parts up. It cost me more money. So I decided I'm not going to build any more computers. I'd rather buy one which is already built and start fucking around and losing even more money. So, you know, and the only reason why I started doing monetization and super chat is because, you know, I've been doing this 6 years. 6 years. I've got 1,600 plus videos on my YouTube. I've given you all that time, that effort, that experience, that emotion, that you know, I could keep going on with different things, but you know, the knowledge, the live events, you know, things that you've seen which have amazed some of you, and you know, none of it is like fate. Everything you see is real, and that's been going on 6 years. And you know, people said, look, you know, if you want something, I think it'd only be fair if they gave something back to you. You know, because I know there's other people out there live streaming at the moment, and they've not asked nothing, but they haven't given them what you've been giving them. You know, you've given them fucking 2 apparitions. You've seen people seeing things being thrown at you, you know, levitated. You know, you've had Class A EVPs, you've had disembodied voices, you know, and other kind of stuff, you know. And, you know, it's only fair they kind of like contributed something back to you if they wish to. You know, I'm not holding a gun to someone's head and say, well, like, you know, I want £50 each off of you now, or otherwise I'm going to block you off my stream. No, I ain't like that. You know, I know, like, asking maybe seem like begging, then yeah, okay, if it is, then I apologise. But as I always seen it, if you don't ask, you don't get. If your family can't help you, maybe some of your friends, whether being real life friends here next to you or friends who you think are friends on the internet, will help you out. And a few people have helped me out. I was helped out with my art course, which I still remember and still thank people for. I got help with my new DVR system. Now, some people say, yeah, but you got help with it and you're not using it. No, because I got the old one fixed, because I took the hard drive out from the new one and put it in the old one just to see if it worked. And it was the hard drive in the old one that was shorting it out. And since I changed it over, I've still been using the old one and I still got the new one there, but I did not get the full amount. I did not get the whole amount from people. I got a fraction of it. I got like a quarter of it, which I still thank those people for. But I put the rest of the money out of my own pocket. I had to like scrimp, scrape, beg, borrow from family to get the money so I could get my DVR back up and running, so people could see more DVR streams starting soon, you know, and they will be starting again soon. And hopefully we might get some of the paranormal back, you know, seeing the orbs, you know, seeing shadows and manifestations and stuff like that. They're going to be starting up again next week, hopefully, live streams. And some of them will be running, you know, like overnight when I'm sleeping as well. So with the DVR system, you know, because I did have a nice little comment, oh, they helped you with the DVR, I know you're asking for a computer, you know. Well, electrical things don't last for fucking ever. You know that. I think what happens is that the manufacturers put cheap fucking components in, knowing that they are going to go down either on the day or just after the day of the warranty. So they fuck you up to make you buy something again from the actual manufacturers. And that's why I think it's happening, is that they put cheap shit in the computers, give you a warranty date, and once the warranty comes up, your fucking computer or your TV or your radio or something dies on you. So, like, you know, electrical stuff does not last. It never does. And, you know, people have always said, like, you know, it's always good to buy a new computer 2 years after you had your old one. Because, like, you know, if you've got a computer for 2 years, that's old, that's out of date. Microsoft doesn't support certain drivers and software anymore. You know, every time a new computer comes out, it's more high quality electrical components, but even those components only last a certain time. So they're fucking you off every way they can in one way. So, like, you know, if this, I've had this computer 4 years. 4 years. Yeah, okay, it still works, but I would like to get a newer one, because then my streams will probably be a lot better. You know, the video quality would be better. The uploads of the video quality would be better. Because I do sometimes do offline streams and upload them. You know, especially when I'm going out and do a paranormal investigation with Aaron, Warren, Simon, nephews, or someone else. You know, I still have to come home and then upload them. And that takes time. It takes, you know, wear and tear on the equipment. And it ain't just so much the computer, it's the equipment we use as well. You know, the equipment is not fucking cheap. That's why I suddenly started trying to learn how to build some of my own equipment. And, you know, if there was something that I couldn't build, I'd build something and try to sell it so I could save up enough money to buy what I need, like the trifold meters, the REM pod. But then I found out a cheaper way of building my own REM pods, the DC box, and people wanted them. But I've had to stop selling because fucking little glass up bastards out there trying to get me done with the government, DWP. So I've had to stop building and sending, you know. But even people said to me, look, you know, build me it, don't put it on eBay, just sell me it, you know. But I've been kind of said no to that, because it could be one of those nasty little fuckers out there saying, well, like, you know, let's try to catch him out. Let's pretend, you know, I want to buy something off him, and once I give him the money, I can go and glass him up again. It ain't gonna fucking work. I'd rather trade than sell right now, because then if I'm trading, if I decided that I wanted to sell this, right, I wouldn't sell it. I'd trade it, and I'd trade it for something that I want. If the guy has got something that I want as trade wise, then I say, yeah, okay, I'll trade it with you. If not, it won't go out as trade. I'll just keep it as long as I can, because this is a good little box, you know. So I do need to put a new battery in here, because it takes 2 types of batteries. It takes the 4 AAAs for the radio and a PP9 square battery, 9-volt battery for the actual DC box. And Steve Cooper actually did help me to build this, and he actually built many himself and sold them. I'm not saying anything nasty with Steve, yeah. I know how much these cost, but Steve was building similar ones to these and selling them for near £250–300 each, and he was getting the money. That's how good they are. No, I've had this running sometimes, and people have heard some really interesting stuff come from here. I know how much this cost to build, because I built it. It's not cheap. Now, I sold that for £250. I would be making a little bit of a profit on it. Can't tell you how much of a profit, but I'd make a profit on it. I could probably build another 2 of these with the profit, plus adding a little bit more on top. Then I could sell them again, but I'm not going to, because I said to Steve that I would never build these to sell them. I gave, you know, he helped me to build this. I gave him the okay to put my idea, the DC box, into these ones, because he didn't think about it. I said to him, Steve, if you want to put a DC box in your ghost box because you think it's going to help you to sell more ghost boxes, go for it, mate. He said, yeah, okay. And he promised me that he would not make DC boxes like mine to sell to make a profit on. So we had an understanding. I won't make ghost boxes like him to sell, and he won't do single DC boxes to sell. You see what I mean? What time is it? So, yeah, I've wanted to build more stuff, but I've just been kind of just too fucking lazy in one way. It's not so much laziness. I just don't feel like building it. You know, I just don't have the energy to build anything. I just can't concentrate. I know if I was to try to build something tomorrow, I'll probably go and fuck it up, because my mind is not in that kind of like sense of order. I still have issues with people at the moment, and you know, I'm still going through some emotional kind of things as well at the moment, and I just can't concentrate. Just sitting there doing that a postal label thing, you know, that shouldn't have took me that long, but it did, you know, because I kept losing concentration, and I kept like trying to move away from it, and it's only because the spirit said, no, you know, get on with it, you know, do it, because if you don't do it now, you ain't going to do it later. You're going to keep fobbing off, you know, you're going to kind of like say, yeah, right, you know, I've done 1 page, leave it then, and I'll do it some more tomorrow, and you won't do it tomorrow. It'll be like 3 weeks later before you continue doing another page. So I sat there and done that, and that still hasn't got all the labels in there that I wanted, because I wanted to do it through like the year and the month. So if there's a certain label like the white ones, which went from 2002 up to 2015, that's like God knows how many labels, and I don't have that many labels, so I won't be able to do it that way anyway. So I'm just like putting all the white labels I've got, all the new white labels, and you know, the 3 types of gold labels they've done, the perforated, non-perforated, and the ones which they took out certain security tabs out of. And that way, at least I know that if someone ever wanted one, and I had the enough of the stamps to do a second one, then would I sell it? I don't know. I probably might consider it, because you know, it is worth quite a bit of money. But I might just turn around and say, look, you know, I don't want money, but if you can buy this for me, and then we can trade it, and at least that way, I've not asked money from you. You know, you've bought that item yourself, and you know, although you haven't used it, you know, you could still say that you bought it yourself, and you know, you're now trading it because you don't want it. on my albums. And that way, people can't say, hey, he sold it, because I haven't. I've traded. And there's no law in trading stuff. You tell me that different. Oh, shit. So, you know, I've got to be careful. And, you know, I have got enough stuff here to build stuff. You know, years ago, when I did have a little bit of money, I used to buy my stuff in bulk. You know, components, wholesale. So I knew I had the stuff I could build whenever I want. If something broke and I try to repair it and it can't be repaired, I could just say, oh, well, throw it in the bin and build a new one. And, you know, I have helped people out in the past with what they wanted. Go look at Living Dead Paranormal, the Foreman brothers. I gave most of the equipment, apart from their cameras, all of the devices that they'd got, I gave to them free of fucking charge. I didn't charge them a penny. I didn't charge them, not even for postage. I'd done it because I wanted to do it. I'd done it because they were a good group. I liked their videos. The first thing I gave them was a ghost box. Now, I used to buy radios and convert them into ghost boxes. You know, the old, not the actual Radio Shack ones, but there were ones out there you could actually snip a wire and it convert into a ghost box. And I had like quite a few of them at one time. And I was buying the radios for about £20, doing a bit of modification and selling them £40. But that was also including the postage as well. So profit-wise, I was probably making about £10. And all the profit I was making was going back in buying more stuff for paranormal kind of stuff, yeah. Now, the first one I ever done, I sent them a ghost box, right? When they said that they received it, they told me they were going to use it on the next investigation, right? Now, this was about 2 years ago, a little bit longer. And when they actually done the investigation, they told me what time and day it was going to be on. When I watched that episode they done, whew, it blew my fucking mind, I tell you. It blew their mind. Because the responses they were getting for the ghost box was crazy ass. And they fucking sent me an email saying, great, well done, Steve, you're a genius. I don't know how you've done it, but this ghost box is one of the best ghost boxes we've ever had. You know, we got more responses on this ghost box than any other ghost box we've had. So that kind of made me happy, yeah. And I did get a few people asking for ghost boxes, but I said, I can't get them anymore. I'm sorry. You know, I've tried everywhere and I can't get those radios to convert anymore. And they used to be the old Amiga ones, POL2s. And you can't get them anywhere. I still check them time to time, see if I can get them more, but no one's got them. Unless they somewhere in someone's warehouse collecting dust somewhere, I don't know. But I did have a few of them and I got rid of them. I still got one myself, actually. And people's asked me to sell it and I said no. I've even been offered like £100, £200 for it, but I said no. Because it's a fucking good ghost box. I won't even trade it. Then I made a couple of devices and I sent them to them. One of them being a power sensor, which is a device that I built, and crazy shit with it. You know, one of the best ones was one of their penitentiaries, mental asylums, when they have crazy shit going with it. You know, they was asking spirit what way to go, and on it's got a sensor, left or right. And every time they asked a question what way to go, the sensor went off and it kept telling them to go right. And it led them to a room, right? And in that room, they asked what way to go now, and it said right. They couldn't go right because they was in a room. The only thing what was on the right was a window, and that side of the window was a cemetery. And, you know, I actually built two of those. One which was a standard one, then another one which had a laser grid on it. So when the sensor went off, the laser grid would light up, and hopefully it would like call any kind of shadow movement that went past. And that was fucking hard to build, and I mean fucking hard. And no one ever built anything like that whatsoever. No one. But I was able to do it after like days and weeks of fucking like doing this and doing that. And when I did build it, I only built 2. I won't build any more because they were fucking hard to build. And one went to Living Dead Paranormal, and they've used that, although they never got anything on the actual shadow movement, but the sensor went off and lit the laser grid up, I believe. And the other one I still got, but that one's gone. It's working, but I've misplaced the actual laser grid box for it, which I had to build separately. I even built them a 7-1 device, 7-in-1, and I ain't gonna tell you how much it cost to build, but if I was able to pattern that, yeah, I could probably sell that for at least £300-400 easily. And I ever only built 2. Again, one went to Living Dead Paranormal free of charge, and then the other one I sold for 200. And I was gutted with that because I wished I kept it, but I needed the money at the time for something else I was working on. And then I was selling stuff on eBay until some little shit decided, oh, I'm going to report him because they hated me for some reason. And they said that I was making tens of thousands of pounds a week. And I had to go to the DWP with my bank statement, prove them fucking wrong. And I also done a video speaking to the DWP, stating that you can earn so much money while on a benefit. And that's on my YouTube. Just do benefits, DWP, you'll fucking find that it's still up. So, like, you know, and that cost me fucking more on my phone bill than it normally does. Like, my phone bill and internet would have been like 50 quid. That month, it cost me £150. So I had to keep ringing up departments, one after the other, just to get the proof and the evidence that I wasn't breaking no laws and I wasn't doing anything wrong. And the benefit department proved to them on my stream, when I was talking to them with their permission, that I was not doing anything illegally and I was not in any way defrauding the benefit department. Because I proved to them that you could earn up to £120 while on ESA, and I was on ESA. But they did state that, you know, to be on the safe side, don't list anything and don't earn up to 100. You know, try to be £100 or £110. Don't go on 120, or otherwise it will affect your benefit. Then we'll have to close your benefit, because if you're making £120 a week, then that means you can survive on it. But I wasn't making that. And after that, I just thought, I can't be arsed. So I stopped selling. I stopped selling my ghost hunting gear on eBay. Now, people will still come to me and say, well, you know, I've seen some of your gear. Can you build me one? I'm sorry, I just can't be asked. You know, it's either because I can't be bothered, or, you know, someone come out from, you know, who I don't even know wants me to build them something. You know, it could be someone who's had some of my equipment and showed it to someone, and someone thinks, well, that's great, you know, let's get on touch with that guy and, you know, get him to build us one. I don't want to do it because I just don't. It's not so much I don't want to do it, it's just that person who might come to me could be the fucking shit who gassed me up in the first place trying to catch me out. So I won't do it. I'll build it and trade, but I won't sell it. But with Living Dead Paranormal, they've had practically every device I've built. I've always made 2 and sent one over to them free of charge. And not just them, I've given out stuff as well. Competition prize, static detectors, EM pumps, free of charge. You know, things that I've had to pay out and build myself. And I've stopped that now. Now, I could continue doing it, but I didn't have the funds to do it now. When I was selling stuff on eBay, any kind of profit that I was getting, and I felt like doing a little competition or giving something away, I could do it. But I can't now. And I won't now. You know, I know there's people out there who's willing to help me out, like Roland, Leslie, Kelly, and several other people. Hey, Rosie's even fucking helped me out. She bought me dolls. I said to her, cool, that doll looks nice on eBay. And, like, you know, A few weeks later, a fucking doll pops up in my post, and it's the doll I wanted. I didn't ask Rose to buy anything, but she's bought me stuff. And I've even given stuff to Rose. Now, I've got a clock in the box, and I've even got like one of those disco light things that flashes automatically if it gets disturbed by the sensor. That's in the box, ready for her to get when she sends me the postal thing down. Because she had some ghost boxes, right? And she thought she broke them because of the power supply. Because the power cable is like the American one, and she plugged it into a British power pack, and she thought she blew them. I said, no, just try batteries. She goes, oh, I ain't going to buy batteries in case it ain't working. So she sent them down here. I went and bought the batteries, put them in the radio, and they're working. And she's over the moon. And because she's helped me, I've not charged. She said, if you get them working, I'll pay you. No. I've done it because I wanted to do it. It costs her a little bit of money to send them down, but I've got them working. I'm not charging her. I've got a clock in there, which I bought out of my pocket. I'm not going to charge her. That disco kind of light thing, that cost me money. I'm going to give it to her as a gift because she's helped me out. Rose has been a very good friend. I've known her over 3 years, and we both helped each other out. And that's the kind of friends that you need. And that's the kind of friends that help you going through the stress and anxiety and depression as well. And not just Rose, like, other people. If they feel like, you need someone to talk to. I've had people send me messages saying, hey, Steve, if you ever want to talk to me or talk about it, let me know. I know you don't know me, but I've gone through the similar circumstances. So if you ever want to talk, come and talk to me. There's one particular person, I won't really mention the name because I have had a little bit of problem with in the past, but when I didn't have a problem, I did a video regarding the situation about committing suicide, and how I dealt with it. I had about 4 people come to me and say, thank you very much for that, because I've had that same experience or felt like I had to commit suicide, but you've kind of like given me that knowledge and information to get me through it. And I thought, well, at least I've helped someone. And people have said, like, Steve, you're a great guy, you're a loving guy, you're a generous guy, you're kind, you help people out. Why do you get all this shit? And I've turned around and said, I don't know. Maybe because they're jealous because of the person I am. Maybe because they tried to get something off me before and I never gave it to them. But every time I've always offered something, I've always given them. I've always sent out on my costs, whether it be in a competition, something I'm trading or swapping with, or something I'm giving away free of charge. If you got to know me properly as a good friend, you might have got something off me, but that's all fucked up because of these evil little scumbags out there. And they are evil little scumbags who want to keep causing shit and drama and trying to get you off YouTube and fuck up your life. It ain't going to happen with me, I've told you. And yeah, I still get nice little comments. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck what you say. I sat here one day, right? And I'll be honest with you guys, I sat here and I said to myself, why people do this shit, I don't know. Is it because they're jealous of who I am, what I am? Is it because I used to be able to do things which they cannot do? Is it because I've got the ability? Is it because I'm kind? Is it because I'm generous? Is it because I'm the person I am? Is it because I've got subscribers? Is it because I've got viewers? What? I don't know. Why are they attacking me? Why? You know what? I don't give a fuck what they say anymore. I just, even when I was going through the drama shit last year, I was downloading, I was screenshotting, and I even had to open 2 police reports on certain people. And yet they were eventually closed down because we come to an agreement that we was both getting screwed over. We was both like getting stressed out and picked upon. So we decided to close the police reports down, and we moved on. And yeah, people done fucking nice little videos on me regarding like cruelty to my cat, report me to the ISPCA as well as the DWP. I proved them all fucking wrong. And people say, well, why do you have to do that? Why do you have to keep proving yourself? Because I've done it because I wanted to do it to show people that I do not abuse my cat. I do not fucking do anything illegal. And I've done it to shut the fucking arseholes up. Even if they don't like what I've done, fuck them. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm not going to be trod on like a piece of turd. I'm not going to be fucking abused and attacked on it anymore. I'm standing up myself, you know, and other people are doing that right now, standing up for themselves, standing up for their rights, standing up for who they really are. And people still don't like it. But it doesn't bother me. Oh, fuck them. Any comments I see on my YouTube, I delete. I'll go to their channel, and it's usually a brand new fucking user account, no subscribers. I block them. And if it's a nasty comment, I report it to YouTube, and I may download or screenshot it. And if they keep attacking me continuously, I may take it further and take it to the authorities. But if it's just a nasty one, I don't bother. And over the last 2 weeks, I've had 2 nasty little comments. Hey, I've just deleted them and blocked them. Fuck them. And the last one was because I asked help with the computer. Now, if they look now, that video's gone down. I'll put that private because although I'd like to get a new computer and the GoFundMe's still up at the moment, you know, I'm going to give it a few weeks, and if the computer's still working, I'll close the GoFundMe down. And if you remember, the other night, I said, thank you very much for that person who donated £10. I am willing to give it back to you if you want it back. And she said, no, keep it. Because she cares. She likes being here. She likes viewing my channel. She wants to be a person who wants to help out someone who needs it. And yet I have told people I'm living on £60 a week. And some days I had to go without food. And yet they complain, well, when it last month or a couple of months ago that you was complaining that you had no food and people would donate it to you. Yeah, because they fucking cared. And it's got nothing to fucking do with them anyway. If someone likes you and they want to help out, they're going to do it. It's not begging. Well, some people might class it as begging, but I'm not holding a gun to their head saying, right, you know, I'm starving, give me a fucking fiver, or I'm going to come and blow your brains out, or you might see me blow my brains out. They do it because they care. They like you. They like being here. They like to be a part of your stream. They like to try to help you, whether it being £1, £10, £50 or whatever. It's nothing to do with you. It's up to them if they want to help. If they don't want to help, that's okay. I'm not forcing them. I'm not forcing you guys to help. If Roland wants to fucking super chat me $20, that's up to him. I'm not sticking a gun to his head saying, hey, Roland, every time when you come on here, you donate $20 to my GoFundMe, or I'm going to block you. Have you ever seen me say that? No. He does it because he wants to do it. And I appreciate his fucking help. And every time someone super chats me, and any kind of money I'm making on my videos, because my channel is now monetized, and I've never ever wanted to monetize my channel. It's only because like people said, well, look, you know, if you need that stuff and you can't afford it, you know, if you monetize your channel, maybe you might get that money to get what you need. And I sat long and fucking hard and thought about it. And I always thought, like, you know, keeping my channel free of monetization and super chat is a bonus to everyone here. And I thought, look, you know, it makes sense. If I need something and people want to help me to get it, then great. If they don't have to. So that's why I open monetization and super chat. So if people like what I'm doing and they see where I'm coming through and how I feel and what I need, and they can help in some way, then great. They do it because they care. They do it because they like watching you. They like seeing the activity. They like listening to the topics of a conversation or whatever bullshit I'm talking about. And they do it because they want to do it. I'm not holding a gun to his head saying, oh, donate $20 to me every time you come on here. If you don't, I'm blocking your ass. He does it because he fucking cares. And he is the biggest fucking super chat donator so far. He's donated like $60 in the last, well, since I opened my super chat. Oh, that $60 is probably about £40. Well, yeah. So, what's it to do with you? That that super chat you just done, right? That super chat done will not be added onto my monetization or whatever payment scheme until the 15th of this month, right? Because they calculate it every month, right? So when I actually opened my super chat, it was on the 15th. So any super chats I get won't be till next month, and I can't withdraw anything until I communicate until I make £60 minimum. Once I get the £60 now, I've got the choice of taking it out and using it on something I need, like paying bills or buying food or something, or I can keep it there. Now, I'm going to try to keep it there because I want something I want to save up for, which is going to help with the paranormal. And the one I saw is like £5 grand. Now, I'm not saying I can get £5 grand. £5 grand could take like fucking a year or two. And I might decide to change my mind and get something different. But it's a flare thermal camera, which now actually videos. It videos what it sees, and it actually captures sound as well. I think the cheapest one is like £5 grand. Now, wouldn't it be nice if someone fucking came on a super chat me £5,000 and said that's for your flare camera because I really like watching your streams. You're a great, decent guy. And a super chat is not an income. I found that out by the benefit people. That is not an income. That is classed as a gift. And if I was to use that gift within, well, it doesn't matter when I use it. The gift is a gift. They will not take that in any way as an income. Because that gift I could be given to someone else. If I put it in my bank account and I've got like over £6 grand, then they might take that in consideration. But is it being either a gift and I put it in my bank, I ain't going to take that in consideration because they're going to say, well, where'd you get it from? It was a gift. Oh, okay, fair enough. They might ask what I might buy or use it on, but that's nothing to do with them anyway, with the government. And if I was to get £5 grand given to me right now, I'll probably go on fucking eBay and buy that thermal camera right now, because then I can use it and it'll be a new device we could be using on my live streams. Some people say, well, you're working for money on YouTube. Every penny you make is a job. No, it ain't a job. It's a hobby. And you can make money as a hobby as long as you're not making so much money. It's like with the video I done with the DWP. You can earn £120 a week, whether being on YouTube, live streaming, working, whatever. As long as you don't go over £120, they're not worried about it. As long as you declare it, they won't do fuck all. Now, if I said, like, I got a gift tonight of £5 grand, which I haven't, but saying someone said, here's a gift of £5 grand, go and buy a thermal camera, as long as I can prove that it was a gift from that person, they can't do fuck all. They won't do fuck all. If I showed that I've bought the thing that I've wanted, it's like, I've been watching a lot of like, border security controls, like people going to different countries and the border control going through their stuff. And they said, well, look, you know, you've got to declare everything, yeah? Now, if someone buys a $10,000 watch and they don't declare it, then they can get kind of into trouble with it, yeah? And they either have it confiscated or they had to pay a fine for not declaring it, right? But if you declare it and say, like, you know, this is a $10,000 watch and this is the receipt and this is the person who bought it from me, they ain't going to worry about it. They let you through with that $10,000 watch. They may contact the person who bought it from you. You know, is this correct? You know, did you actually buy it? Is there any proof you can buy it? Yeah, here's my credit card details. I can fax you over a copy of my bank statement. And once they've got it, yeah, fine, great, thank you very much. Yeah, the guy who's got the £10,000 watch, he can go freely through the border. That's what the government's like. If you can prove that someone gave you a gift, they can't do fuck all. If it's something like earned, like doing a job, and I didn't declare it, then they can do it. They can say, well, like, you've got £10,000, you know, given to you cash in hand for doing a job. Then they can do something about it. So I researched this shit. That's why I done that YouTube video regarding the DWP. I helped out people. I proved to those arseholes that reported me were wrong. And the videos are still up, I believe. Because I spoke to 2 people on the phone while live streaming and I asked their permission. The guy who I spoke to first, I said, look, you know, I'm recording this. I'm doing a live stream right now. Is that okay? And he said, yeah, fine. If it's going to help you out, it'll help other people out. Then after that, I had another question, but which I forgot. So I rang up the DWP a few more times. And every time I asked someone if I could record it, no. Another one said, well, I don't know because it might be something that my department might not want us to do. No, I'm okay with it. The supervisor okay with it. She asked the supervisor and they said, well, it's up to you. I said, well, yeah, you can record it as long as you don't put my name on it. I said, yeah, sure, okay. So I spoke to a man and a woman and they both said the same fucking shit. And I proved to these arseholes that I did not fucking make £10,000 a week like they reckon I was making. So I gave them my bank statements. I gave them all the statements I can think of, I've given them. They saw that there was no money going in my bank statements or PayPal or nothing like that. And they cleared me. And I said, what happens if they start ringing up again, you know, falsely accusing me of making more money? No, we're just going to ignore it. We'll put it on the computer. We'll ignore it because, like, you've already been reported a few times and we know that you had an eBay account and blah, blah, blah. If you start selling again, we're not going to worry about it. Not unless you're making thousands of pounds each week, which I can't see that you're going to do. I said, no, because I ain't got that kind of stuff to make thousands of pounds each week. I'd have to spend out thousands and thousands of pounds to make that money back. And I said, I don't have that money. Okay, fair enough. You're clear. You're okay. So if you're on a DWP ESA, you are entitled to make or earn £120, whether building stuff and selling it or buying and reselling. As long as you declare it and you fill out a WP1 form, which I did, with a W1P form, that clears you. And you're allowed to do that for a whole year, a whole fucking year. So if you're like they stopped the ESA now anyway, but if you was on ESA or sick benefit, yeah, and you was getting like the normal sick benefit at £240 a fortnight, right, which is £120 a week, you can match that, but they advise you to actually just go under it, as I say, like £110. And you can do that 52 weeks, the whole year, but at the end of the 52 weeks, you would have to stop it because otherwise they would see it as an income. And then the benefit department would say, well, you know, if you're doing it every week and you're getting £110 a week, you don't really need to be on ESA anymore because you can put that down as like a business. Even if it's part-time, then they would stop your benefit money after the year. But then you could actually have the break. You could stop selling stuff on eBay for 6 months, and then you go back and say, well, look, you know, I decided I want to start selling stuff again, and they'd go through the whole process again, and you'll be able to start making money while you're on certain benefits. Now, most of the stuff I made and sold was to help people out in the paranormal, because my equipment I was building was similar to the REM pod. It was also a ghost box. Well, ghost boxes were converted. You know, the power sensor, which was my own kind of like similar to the pyramid device. And I was the cheapest on eBay. I swear I was the cheapest on eBay. I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, well, not hundreds and hundreds. I had a lot of feedback, positive feedback saying, thank you very much. You know, without you, I wouldn't have got that device, because the device which I wanted to get was like 120, 130 pounds. Your device is similar. It's like well under half the price. It saved me a lot of money. Thank you very much. Blah, blah, blah. And I used to keep my price down as low as I could. As long as I'm making like £10 profit, you know, to cover my eBay fee. Well, it's not so much. As long as I made like £20 to cover my eBay fees, my PayPal fees, your listing fees and all that kind of shit, your postal costs, and you had £10 profit clearance, I was happy with that. I saw stuff similar to mine where people were charging double, near double. And I know how much it costs to build certain devices. Hey, one guy tried to get my channel closed down because he reckons that he copyrighted Power REM. And I got back to eBay and I said Power REM is not copyright infringement, because it's actually registered in the dictionary, and you cannot register, or you cannot actually copyright words from a dictionary. And I proved that to them. But what I did do is that I changed the name. I called it like the power sensor instead of like the REM sensor, or whatever it was, what the guy was complaining about. And all the guy had to do was come to me and say, look, you know, I'm selling these as well, you know, I believe that I might have like created the name before you did. Could you consider changing your name? Then I would have done it. He didn't have to complain and try to get my channel, me eBay closed down. Maybe he don't, because he knew I was selling them cheaper than he was, and I was making more sales than he was. Because you get people on eBay who are jealous because you're getting more custom than they are. But I don't do it anymore. I'm fed up with the shit. I can't be bothered to keep going down and fucking prove my innocence and showing the people that I know what I'm doing is right and that it's not wrong. So I've not been reading chat again. I know Aaron said about depends on what I need the PC for. Well, as I say, the PC, which I was hoping to get a new one, was mainly for live streaming, video editing, uploading the video files when we go out on paranormal investigations. You know, the better processor you got, it makes your system a lot quicker to process the videos conversion. Because I know that one of my old desktops I had, when I tried to convert an audio file, well, not an audio, a video file through WinAV, it took up to like an hour to convert with the actual processor I had. But once I actually updated to this PC, it halved it. It halved the time. Like an hour and a half video took about less than 30 minutes, half the time. So if you've got an updated computer now, which has got like a 6-core processor, so like 32 gig memory, and you converted that same video file, which used to take you an hour, then half an hour, it'd probably take about 10 minutes of that to convert it, because you've got your extra memory and you've got your processor, which is faster. So it definitely like convert it a lot quicker. Internet wise, if you was to convert it and upload it to YouTube, it depends on your YouTube speed or your internet speed. Hello, Seven. Right, let's give a quick shout out, because I'm not on no shout outs. I don't know if I'm going to be on much longer actually. Hello to Mark, Spirit Encounters, Ian, Stephanie, Charmy, Eugenia, Stephen Dennis, Aaron, Karen, I think I said Charmy, Paranormal Fan, Aaron, I think I said about 3 times, Lloyd Star, Spanky Laurie, called her Laura then, Spanky Laurie, who's still there. Who else is here? Paranormal White Noise, Sarah. Hello, Sarah, sweetheart. Oh shit, my screen just popped up. Hang on. Who else is here? Laurie, I said. Roland, my bruv from another mother. I'm calling Roland my bruv because he's a good guy. You know, as I say, he's donated super chat to me 3 times now. And he didn't need to do that. I love you too, back, bruv. And I'm not saying that because you're donating or super chatting. You're a great guy. Never caused any shit on my channel. Hugh Just, or whatever it is, Hugh. Salvatore. Unusual name, Salvatore. That's a place in this country, isn't it? Salvatore. I'm sure I've heard that. That's in the South American jungle area, isn't it? Salvatore. Can't remember. Who else is there? Yeah, it'd be nice to be debt free, mate. I can, I don't know why you're donating if you're fucking having problems. No, you shouldn't be donating if you've got, debts. I'd rather you keep your money and pay your debts off, because once you've actually got your household, then you can start super chatting. Then, I'd rather you, not donate to me or super chat me if you're having like funding issues. I do appreciate it, bruv, and I hope you get it sorted soon. Yeah, not so you can super chat me more, but I would rather you get your financial situation sorted out. I think you can actually request your super chat back if you needed to. Even the last 2 which came through only worked out around about 20, 30, about £15 English currency, because super chat being YouTube, they take their 20% out of it. I think 20 to 30% of whatever you make. So you don't get everything that you do, by the way, guys. If someone super chatted me $100, yeah, I would not get $100. I'd probably get about $70, $75. And then time that's converted to English money, it'll be about £50. Now, if you converted £50 to American dollars, say, let's just say, argument's sake, 75 quid. I wouldn't get that, because you got to convert the dollars into pounds, then the pounds would also be deducted from YouTube percentage. Who else is here? Fallen Angel. Hello, Fallen Angel. I hope your missus knows that you're super chatting me, mate. I don't you getting like bollocks and a click round the old stop super chatting that guy. He's a fucking arsehole. He's a weirdo. Fucking hell, he's got a lot of guns in. Fancy going meeting Roland and going on a hunting trip. That'd be crazy. You wouldn't know what gun to fucking use, you know. Oh, use this one. This is a good one. No, actually, use this one. No, it'd be fucking like thinking, no, actually, this one might be a better one. No, hang on. Depends on how you're holding the gun. You know, if you're kind of like trigger free, you know, if you've got that sensitive finger where it pulls that trigger really quickly, then no, you don't need that one because you'll be shooting off around left, right, and centre. I bet he knows everything about guns. I wouldn't be surprised if Roland's got some fucking guns that have been professionally made for him, you know. Who else is there? Fallen Angel. Hyde, hello, Uric. Thanks for popping in. Oh, my hands have gone numb. But yeah, look, you know, the stream started off with like, you know, to start off about how I'm handling loneliness and stress and depression. I do think, you know, it has helped me by doing a paranormal, where other people say, well, you know, you shouldn't be doing the paranormal, especially you got stress and depression because the spirits will use that against you. Well, yeah, you know, you don't know with the spirit world, you know, they could use that stress and depression to use against you and to like maybe try to possess you and attack you and make your house even more crazy than this. But, you know, if you've got a lot of spirits that are good spirits, positive spirits, and you've been helping spirits out, I believe that those spirits that you've helped out, if they know that you've got some kind of like possible demonic spirit or negative spirits around you, they come down and they kick their ass. I'm pretty sure of it. So they don't want to see you getting some kind of like really nasty physical attack from a negative spirit, and it's going to cause you that situation where you think, no, I'm not going to do it anymore. You know, I've just been attacked by a demonic spirit. I'm not going to do this ghost hunt anymore because it's frightened you. Now, when you do the paranormal, you got to consider on exactly what you're getting into. Yeah, there is hidden dangers. You know, there is a possibility you might get attacked or possessed. I've had it. I've gone through it, and yeah, it is fucking scary as hell. I tell you. But if you got people on, you know, live stream, or you know, close to you, who can help you, that's great. Because you know, I haven't seen him on here for quite a while actually. What's his name again? Lindsay. You know, he helped me out. Him, Simon, a couple of other people helped me out when I believed that I may have had some kind of possession, because there's, you know, it's actually on my YouTube. Everything I do is kept on YouTube. I try to keep on my computer, on my hard drive, but you know, hard drives crashed out and I've lost like, at least 2 terabytes of like data, and most of it being paranormal. That's why everything I do, I'll keep up on YouTube and hope YouTube doesn't delete it. Because if it deletes it, I'm fucked. I won't be able to prove anything. But the thing being is that it's a possibility that, you know, doing this, you can have that an attachment or attack or something like that. I'm trying to think of what I'm saying, but I'm having a little bit of problem at the moment. I'm being not attacked, but I'm kind of like feel like I'm being asked questions through a spirit at the moment, and I'm trying to like concentrate on what I'm doing. You know, I do believe that, you know, I do believe in God. I believe in the devil. Yeah, I have been to church, but not as regular as I used to go to. Yeah, I don't use God in a way that, you know, if I get some kind of like possession or attack, I'll go to church and get like blessed. I have done. I know I should go to church a bit more, but I still have my doubts about certain things, which I shouldn't really do. And spirits tell me you shouldn't doubt yourself, you shouldn't doubt God, you shouldn't doubt the devil, you shouldn't doubt the angels and the demons. But I still do in one way, because you know, I doubt certain things. I still want to believe in certain things, yeah. And when I have had either like an attack or possession, yeah, you know, there's that time when they say Lindsay and a few people helped me out, you know, I wasn't myself one day. You know, I woke up, I went to the bathroom, I went back to bed, then I got up again later, and I just didn't feel myself, you know. And for some reason, I wrote something on Facebook, or not on Facebook, on G Plus, and I didn't realise that I'd done it. I didn't realise I'd done it, but I wrote something in Latin, and I don't know fucking Latin whatsoever. I really don't know Latin. You gave me a book on Latin, I'll probably give it back to you straight away, because I don't know Latin at all. But I wrote something in Latin on G Plus, and I also wrote something else in English, about backward writing, and I didn't realise I'd done it. But Lindsay actually saw my G Plus and got really, really concerned, and he tried contacting me through G Plus, like on the Hangout. Now, the phone, you know when you try calling someone on Hangout, you hear the phone ringing. It's like making a phone call. My computer just kept going crazy with Lindsay trying to contact me. And there's that little split second or a few minutes where something happened what actually made me want to answer that phone, that call from Lindsay. And he's asking me, what the fuck's going on, bro? What's going on? And I wasn't answering him at all, because I went back into that kind of obsession or whatever it was. And, you know, he was getting concerned, and he was calling a few other people on. And I was trying to snap me out of it. And I was sitting here kind of like, well, I don't know what fucking hell was going on, like, you know. And then I picked up a lighter, and I started like trying to burn my hand. And you could see how, you know, the lighter was like that. Now, the weirdest thing was the lighter never hardly worked. But for some reason, I picked it up and it lit. And the flame was underneath my hand, yeah. And I'm just doing this. Now, my hand should have had blisters. Now, I should have been in a lot of pain. But eventually, you know, I snapped out of it, yeah. Something snapped. I think it's all the prayers they were doing, and like sending love and light and protection. I eventually did snap out of it. I think this went on for a few hours, actually. And it's telling me what it's doing. And I looked at my hand, I said, well, it does ache, but there's nothing on there. There were no blackness, there were no blisters, nothing. Not a damn thing. So when I was burning my hand, which I believe was probably through some kind of demonic attachment, was there a positive spirit there helping my hand in one way for not actually affecting it so it was burnt? Because the amount of time I had that flame under my hand, that should have seriously done a lot of damage to my hand, and I would have had to end up in the hospital probably. But after I snapped out of it, and he told me, I said, well, my hand does hurt a little bit, but you know, I put my hand up and I said, there's nothing there. Yeah, but Steve, the flame was underneath your fucking hand, bruv. Look on the video. And I looked on my DVR, and it was there. You could see my hand, the light up underneath my hand, like probably half an inch, maybe an inch, burning my hand. There was nothing there. So maybe I was being affected by something demonic doing it, and then something positive for stopping it from causing serious trouble to my hand, you know, serious damage. So I do believe, you know, sometimes that spirits do help you and guide you through day-to-day life. You know, I do feel like sometimes I'm being trying to communicate with by Abby or my dad Dougie or Tina or some other spirits which to try to communicate with me. But sometimes I just want to be left alone and I kind of block it out. And sometimes I'll sit there like, you know, doing nothing. I'm kind of like, I'm bored, sulking, you know, pissed off. And although I'm trying to block it, you can feel that force coming through saying, Steve, you know, do something, you know, stop getting pissed off and bored, you know, do something, do your stamps or do a stream or, you know, watch a movie or something, you know, stop getting stressed out and depressed, you know, you can't be doing this. Otherwise, like, you know, you could get that negative kind of like possession again. And I'm thinking, okay. So I kind of like listen to the spirit sometimes. Sometimes I just ask them to leave me alone. And if they feel like, you know, I am going to get some kind of like negative kind of thing happen to me, then jump in. But, you know, I feel like sometimes they know that you need to be left alone. You know, you need to just, they try to leave you alone so you can try to like handle that day in your own way. And if you can't, then they might try to like jump in and give you an idea what to do. You know, if I weren't doing this, I wouldn't know what. I probably would be dead by now. To be honest with you, I think I would be dead. I wouldn't want to be living the life I've been living over the last 5 years. You know, with the stress, anxiety, and depression, the cyberbullying, the hate, the lies, the threats, death threats, and shit like that. I've dealt with it all, and that takes a lot to deal with. And I've listened to all the bullshit that's going on. I hate listening to all the fucking arguments and the drama and the hate and the attacks on people who's got serious illnesses. And I just wish people would move on and get on with their own fucking life and leave other people alone. And as I said, I think it's all down to fucking hate and jealousy. If you don't like the person, leave them alone. Stop attacking them, stop lying about them, stop trying to get them to lose friends, what friends they have got on YouTube. Because like YouTube and G Plus is a part of, you know, someone's life like mine. YouTube is my life. If my channel got closed down, I don't know what I'm going to do. I could carry on doing my own other channel, my magnet fishing / fishing channel. Could move on to that. I could stop. I could get back on doing some online gaming streams, but this is my number one, paranormal, and I know that I've got things to do. There's tasks I need to do. There's investigations I'm maybe going on, you know, and I do believe that they've told me that I may confront demons in the future, and I'll probably deal with it and with like spiritual help, they'd be defeated. Anyway, I'm going to go to the bathroom and quickly make a coffee, and I'll be back in a minute. Probably stay on till about midnight, then I'm going to close down. So got about just under an hour. So if you don't want to listen to me keep blabbing on, then I don't blame you if you leave. Right, you might hear a kind of weird noise when I'm just putting my blow fan heater on. It's getting cold. I actually had the gas engineer here yesterday. I don't have gas in here as central heating, which I used to, because it's too bloody expensive, and it's also affecting my asthma, so I had it disconnected. I've been trying to get me heating put on as electric, but the thing is I need a special letter from the doctor to get them to write a letter saying, like, you know, yeah, gas can affect asthma, and, like, you know, it would be preferable to, like, get electric heating in here. So, you know, time to time when it gets cold, I have to put a little blow fan heater on, being that thing there. And it is getting a little bit chilly in here. Now, you know, I know spirits can give you that little coldness spots around me, and I am getting like a bit of a chilly back as well. Now, I do feel like sometimes, you know, I'm being like watched, and spirits, you know, standing behind me and stuff like that. You know, you can see I'm getting cold because when I'm drinking, my cup's shaking a little bit, so I don't fill the cup up total to the top. It's like that much away from the top. So my shaking, it's feel. Oh, it's gone fucking cold right behind me. I'm itchy back as well. Oh, it feels really cold in here. A minute ago it wasn't cold, now it's getting fucking cold. Oh, God. There is only one behind me. Can you back off, please? You're making me fucking cold. Go and sit on the bed. So, you know, when you're doing this, I do believe that, you know, you do tend to, like, learn different abilities. You know, you become more sensitive. That's what's around you. You can, not so much sense, but feel the energy change. You can sometimes feel that, you know, spirits are trying to communicate with you through your mind's eye, your brain. And some people will turn around and say, well, like, oh, well, you're hearing voices in your head, you're fucking crazy, you know. You definitely need to be locked up in a mental institution. Maybe that, you know, when they say that, they're saying that to every paranormal investigator, because if we're hearing voices or trying to communicate with spirits, then we're all fucking crazy, you know. But it's I you know, I really do. Let's turn it off now. Oh, it's not that warmer in here, but it's a little bit warmer. I do feel that, to be honest with you, there is something out there. You know, something does happen when we die. You know, and I know I said the other night, I don't think a lot of spirit, you know, people who say their houses are haunted. You know, because you can like always debunk stuff, and it's usually stuff that you debunk is what you think is spiritual and it isn't. But I do definitely believe this. You know, we are dealing with something out there, you know, spiritually wise, because it's kind of strange that when someone does have a lot of haunting in their home, and a paranormal investigator group goes around, or a priest, and they start blessing the house, and suddenly that house completely changes. You know, they had to move something on. Or is it where that, you know, someone feels like, you know, they've been haunted by some kind of like spiritual presence here, and by getting the priest around and seeing the priest doing a blessing of the house, does that actually just make you think that, you know, whatever was going on there has actually moved on, and it puts your mind at ease, and because of that, you know, you feel more comfortable and you feel the house lighter? You know, what started it off in the first place? You know, was it down to the stress, depression, and anxiety which you built up? I just saw a shadow go past my wall then. I'm trying to debunk it to see if it's me. I know I've got the TV on, but I saw like something go past the wall going that direction just then. So, you know, what actually, if it ain't spiritual, then what is making it? You know, is it our own thought of mind? You know, are we actually creating through some kind of like telepathic or mind meld or whatever, you know, something in their mind making us think that we've got all this paranormal activity? You know, what's making us think that we're hearing these noises? What's making us think that we're seeing these shadows? You know, did we really see that apparition? Was that real? Was it, you know, our mind playing tricks? Like I said the other night, you know, scientists have only gone into the brain a little bit. There's so much in the brain cells that they've not really researched. Maybe there's something in there that actually makes us think that we're, you know, seeing and dealing with spiritual people. You know, if you see it, you know, do you believe that you see it, you know, or do you think it's like, you know, oh, it's probably imagination? And what's actually made you think you're seeing it through imagination? I know I'm going to talk shit now, but, you know, like, I still can't understand why I saw, when I was on the bus about 2-3 years ago, coming home from shopping, it was a beautiful, hot, sunny day, right? And I was on a bus, and it was just outside the railway station, Mitchell Eastfields railway station. And I'm sitting here on the bus, and I've turned round, and I've seen a childlike figure wearing a red cloak. A red cloak. Now, what child would be wearing a red cloak in a fucking hot summer day? Everyone was wearing short sleeve t-shirts, you know. No one had no coats or nothing like that. It's always like a short sleeve t-shirt, or you know, a jumper, which, well, not like a jumper, but like a cardigan or something like that, especially with elderly ladies. Maybe an old man might have worn like a jumper. But I saw this figure on the other side of the road, which looked like a Red Riding Hood kind of figure, you know, like in the fantasy. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I shit you not, I just heard something move. Yeah, as I say, I saw this like figure, looks like a kid in a Red Riding Hood. And I'm thinking, that's kind of strange. I turned away for a minute. I thought, that is strange. And I kind of looked again. Well, I think I know what it is. I think it might be a neighbour, because I heard that she's does part-time around the Chinese takeaway, because I saw her around there the other day. So it might be her coming in. So I'm debunking that as the neighbour next door to me. So I'm looking around trying to find out where this kind of like Red Riding Hood childlike figure's gone, and it's nowhere in sight. There weren't no cars that had stopped and picked her up, because I would have seen her in the car. She wasn't on a bus. She walked up the road or down the road, because I'm looking both up and down. I'm looking, on the other side of the road. Nothing. So was that like an figment of the imagination, or did I really see it? And let's see what's Aaron was saying. Aaron. Sue Rose is on. Thought Rose would have come and said hello, actually, but she hasn't. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I've seen it. Right. Sorry, I've got to keep a little bit of conversation going with Aaron on Facebook at the moment regarding my mum. She's had another fall. Well, she's getting old, she's so 76, 77 now. She's not eating all that well either. She is getting old. I think it's, again, some of the stress that she's going through, actually, with all the neighbours she's got in there sometimes causing problems. But, it's also down to old age as well. Yeah, Aaron's the only one who fucking keeps me updated with my mum at the moment. I appreciate that, Aaron, yeah. So Jessica, not Jessica, Wendy Denise also hasn't told me shit. And they're supposed to be like my family, sisters, and they should be keeping me updated, and I'm not being updated with stuff. So where's family love there? I'm not having a go at them, but they should let me know what's going on some of the times. But I'm just wondering, like, if some of the stuff that we really do hear and see in our flats is like, you know, our own imagination, or is it real? And if it's real, then how can we deal with it? But I know that I've said many times that I want to have this activity like other people get. You know, I want to see the door open and close. I want to see the cupboards open and close. I want to see like apparitions, as long as they're not scary ones, like, you know, as like a full-blown apparition with someone with half their fucking brains blown out, saying I don't want to see that. You know, I want to see like people in the spirit world as they were before they died. You know, like I don't want to see them suffering. I want to see them even before they start suffering. You know, kind of thing. I've seen many through my mind's eye, because that's why I went on the drawing course, and I will be starting up again as well. I'm gonna try to concentrate on doing some more drawings again. You know, I want to try, if possible, to focus on people who may have spiritual interaction going on at home, and ask them to give me some kind of like information on what they're getting, so I can like kind of like try and tune into that person and their surroundings and try to draw what I may think may be around them. You know, I'm not saying I'm a psychic medium, or I'm not a, you know, anything like that. I do have my abilities, yeah. Certain people tell me I've got certain abilities. I'm sensitive, clairvoyant, you know. I must have that psychic ability to communicate with spirits and get information, and giving the information to people, which has been practically near enough, you know, dead on or near correct. There has been times, you know, where I have got some information wrong, but that's because I've either been falsely given that information, or the spirit's been falsely given that information, or it's just a general mistake. So even like a medium or a psychic can get things wrong. And yeah, I admit I have got a few things wrong, but not that many things wrong. So yeah, like no, I want to start up doing the spirit drawing again. I want to get on and do some more cemetery works, but you know, it's still too cold out there to do anything at the moment. I want to get and do some stuff with Aaron again once he's better. Go out and do some more paranormal investigations with him. I definitely want to get down to Kent again and do some more stuff down there. I want to do Jordan's Wood again, further up where those wooden statues were made. I want to get into that area location. So I definitely feel like there's something in that area. I want to do Bexley Hospital again, you know, the grounds on there, go and say hello to spirits there, because we got fucking awesome stuff down there. Now we got EVPs, we got orbs, we got mist manifestations, you know, and on camera you could see all these weird faces coming through the mist, and we got a shitload of great stuff down there. And I think that they would be happy to see us and hear us down there again. Now we kept it like quiet as like our, what we call it, our secret location. But after like being down there 12 times, we decided to let people know where we had been. But I've not seen anyone go down there and do an investigation again. You know, we did do Dartford Heath, where it's supposed to be fucking haunted, and we got shit down there. We got more activity on the fields where the mental asylum used to be than we did on Dartford Heath. You know, we went there for about an hour or so. We didn't get nothing. We probably might have got an orb, and that was it. I want to try and do that cemetery at Tenton Lock. And, you know, you can easily get into it. It's only, I don't know how big it is, to be honest with you. I've not been to do it, but it's right, kind of like across the road to the bus stop. I'll get off when I go to Tenton Lock, do magnet fishing. So when the weather gets warmer and I go to do magnet fishing, I'm going to try to do an investigation there as well, in that cemetery. Take a K2 meter, ghost box, and a video recorder, well, I'll have a video recorded with me anyway, because I'll be using it with my magnet fishing. But I want to do like half an hour session now and see what I get. Take some crosses, crucifix with me, and give them out as like little gifts, like I normally do. I did have some here the other day, but I think I've got them in. Yeah, there we go. I usually leave like some little mini crosses as a token of goodwill, love and respect, and hope that nothing negative attacks me. And I'm kind of like relying on the positive spirits to like protect me and guide me. Pardon me. I want to go back to the cemetery where Henry is, I think it's Henry or Harry, and leave a couple more toys on his headstone, because he was the first ever little boy EVP I called when he said, "I like your bike." And on the return, I got a rough idea of where he was, because I asked what his name was. I got his name on another EVP, and then when I went back down there again, I looked, something drew me to go a certain way, and as I went down that particular way, within about 50 yards, there's a headstone with the little boy's name, and it's definitely a little boy, because I think he was about 8 years old or something, and I feel like he was the one that gave me his name, and he was the one who said, "I like your bike." Not that I could leave a bike there for him to, that's impossible, but I left him like some little car toys and soldiers and stuff like that. My back's gone really cold again. So, there is stuff I want to do, get back to doing. And just, carry on with the paranormal. I'm going to shoot off in a minute and say hello to Rose, although she didn't come on to say hello to me, bloody woman. Not that I saw anyway. Yeah, like Hyde Park's supposed to be really haunted, but we never got hardly anything, did we? I know Hyde Park's big, and there are a lot of people still there at night time. We did see a lot of people. I think there's a certain part of the Hyde Park that we need to go to. It's around the other side, apparently. And yeah, there's supposed to be like a lot of information regarding that. A lot of people did die in Hyde Park, either through boat accidents or like through, the bombing with World War II. But, you just don't know, you don't know where the paranormal activity is. There could be paranormal right on your doorstep and you wouldn't know about it. Now, if I could research this area, I would do, but I just don't know how to research this area. I know there's supposed to be some hidden tunnels in Mitcham, but how and where you would get into them, I don't know. I know the vestry, which is like a big building in Mitcham, does certain things there. A couple of years ago, I went in there and asked about it, and they said, yeah, it's definitely haunted. The security guard used to go in there early in the morning, around about 9 o'clock. The actual lift used to go up on its own, and the only way that lift would go up is with the door shut and the buttons pushed. Now, sometimes you used to go to the lift, and the doors were shut, the lift, you would hear the button being pushed, and the security guard had to wait until the lift went upstairs before he could actually call it back again, or he'd take the stairs. There's supposed to be like one of the offices that is supposed to be quite active sometimes, where like members of staff are like chairs being moved, or like the odd bang or knock or something in there, and the office is supposed to be empty, but it sounds like someone's in there moving things about. And yeah, it also has access to one of the tunnels down there, I think. I did leave a card, because when I went there, I said, look, is there any chance I can get access to it? She go, and he said, well, the supervisor, she does know a little bit about paranormal, but she's not here. She's on vacation. So when she comes back, I'll let her know. But I don't think you did. Maybe you forgot. Maybe you lost my card, because I did make some it's not a business card. I class it as a hobby card, because it's just my website, my name, phone number. And I was hoping I'd get a contact, but I never got contacted back. So I may go and ask again sometime. But I think like I'm gonna need it. You know, if she said yeah, you know, but you're gonna have to pay for it, I'd have to find how much it's gonna cost, and if we could cover the cost by having so many people here. Because like, you know, if she said well, like £100, I can't see me now and paying £100 to do an investigation, because they'd also have to have a security guard there, you know, keep an eye on making sure that we ain't gonna cause any damage that to the property, which we would never do anyway. We always respect the place we go to. You know, the only thing I've ever done is taken a rocking chair out of the old house across the road, because I knew that place was going to be knocked down. Anything in there was going to be like put on a bonfire, and I kind of like rescued that rocking chair, salvaged it, and we did have a pretty interesting session on that one when I got it actually. I've always wanted to try to bring the rocking chair in here, but the door won't open enough because of the cupboard what I've got beside the door, and I can't get the rocking chair in here. So I'm going to try to do the rocking chair in the living room one night when it's more warmer, because I'll tell you, in there at the moment it's like ice cold. It really is ice cold, and it's either because the temperature isn't warm enough, or it's the spirits in there. And I've always classed that room as the community room for the spirits, and they, you know, they're always welcome in there. I don't like going in there. You know, I feel sometimes uncomfortable being in there. But I did do an overnight session in there not long ago, remember, and nothing really happened. Maybe they just didn't want to interact or cause any problems. But I definitely want to get back to doing the cemeteries. I'm definitely going to start trying to focus on the spirit art drawing again. Doing some more live streams with the DVR cameras running, and try to get Rose back into doing the live murder mysteries, unsolved cases. I know she's got a lot of shit going on there as well at the moment. She's got groups going down there doing investigations. I want to see the videos on those. I've only seen one video at the moment. I know she had a group the other day. So when they're going to upload the video, if they upload the video, I don't know. Supposed to have the most haunted guy in there. When that's going to happen, I don't know. But I'm going to shoot off. Thanks for coming in and watching the stream. Hopefully it might have been some way of not so much entertainment, but knowledgeable, you know, especially with the loneliness and stress and depression, how to deal with it, how I dealt with it. What day is it, Dark? I don't even know. It's Thursday, don't it? I probably might do another stream tomorrow. I don't know yet. But I'm going to try to speak to my guys and ask them to like guide me and get back into the spirit drawing. So when I do a stream, we'll have a ghost box running, and I'll ask people to, you know, if they want to ask me a question regarding their home. You know, if you've got like a home that you feel like may be active, I'll try to focus on some of your questions and see if I can do like a spirit drawing. And maybe, you know, if I do get to do a drawing and it, you know, you might know the person, you might not. You know, I'm not saying that any drawing I'm going to do, you're going to say, yeah, that's my mum, or that's my sister, or that's my auntie, or whatever. You know, if you think that it's someone who you know, then great, you know. If it ain't, then it could be someone who died in your area or in your home many years ago, and that's the activity you might be getting. I don't know. So I'm not going to turn around and say, well, that's the spirit of your mum, when it isn't your mum, because, you know, I'm not going to say that. If I get to do a drawing, I'm going to say, well, that's what I'm seeing through my mind's eye. That's what I'm picking up. And if it's someone that resembles someone you know, then great. If it ain't, then it's something or someone I'm picking up that may have died in around your location area. If it works out. So anyway, cheers for watching. If I don't do one tomorrow, I'll probably do one Saturday. So take it easy. Good night. God bless. Thank you, Roland, once again for your super chat. Cheers, Ian, being here. Cheers, Aaron. I'll catch you all later. Good night. God bless. Bye-bye.